This episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus lets you binge on thousands of hit shows anytime, anywhere, on your TV, PC, smartphone, or tablet. Support this podcast and get an extended free trial of Hulu Plus when you go to huluplus.com/roosterteeth. That's huluplus.com/roosterteeth. This episode of Rooster Teeth Podcast is also brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio. For a free trial and 10% off, go to squarespace.com and use offer code GUSISAWESOME. Again, that offer code is GUSISAWESOME. And it's a podcast.
It is a podcast.
Hi.
Rooster Teeth Podcast coming to you. Gus, Gavin, Barbara, Jack, and Gus.
We're live on
And
the
Gus.
internet.
Today is the 4-year anniversary of you talking about headlight fluid on the podcast.
Is it?
It's exactly 4 years ago.
I'll drink 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
That was the
2
day
decades.
I
Gus,
left the
you
country
are old.
immediately. I left the country after that and didn't come back for 2 years.
Yeah, that's how.
That's how bad that was.
Ideally, you
regret
never
you
would
have?
have come back.
Is that the biggest regret I
Is that
have?
the biggest regret you have from the podcast? Is something you said?
I don't regret anything that I've said on the podcast.
You mean you're not annoyed at all
Nothing.
by people like bringing?
Why
up
would you want to
headlight
live a
fluid?
life of regrets?
Yeah. What's
You
done
don't.
is done.
But I'm saying.
What's your biggest regret on the podcast, Bob?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, it's nice that you're willing to ask, but not willing to answer. We call
Yeah.
that pulling a gap.
Okay, my biggest regret is the Twitter comment.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Ooh, way to bring that up again.
Yeah.
Oh,
What a bitch. What about you, Jack? Regret saying anything on the podcast? I could probably guess.
Yeah, you can guess and you would be correct. So
Yes.
that's all we gotta say for And now I'm sure that'll come back up again. But anyway,
I don't know what you're talking about.
me
I don't,
neither.
I don't know if I really regret ever saying anything on the podcast. I feel like I don't regret stuff easily. Like people always, like the morning after I get drunk, people be like, "Oh my God, can you believe it? You did this, you did that," and they expect me to be embarrassed. I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Like, aren't you embarrassed about it? Like, it's done.
That was
I did
something
it.
that happened in the past.
Yeah, it's like
I-
whatever.
There have been stories that you've told twice, but differently.
Hmm.
Like stories where you didn't want to say the subject of the story the first time, so you kind of masked it, and then you told it again with like all
Do
the
you
real
remember?
Yeah,
details.
typically what'll happen is whoever is the subject of the story may
Yeah.
be okay with it. So it's like when you retell it, you can give more details.
That's true.
But yeah, it's always weird. Like me personally, I don't mind saying whatever. But whenever I'm talking about someone else, especially if they're not here on the podcast, I don't want to necessarily like out them or talk
makes
shit
sense.
about them.
You know what having these mics reminds me of?
Robot dicks.
Well, other than that, when we used to actually do like the audio podcast in the conference room,
Yeah.
how whenever we used to drink something, we had to turn away from the mics.
Yeah.
But then it's like whenever we drank something with just the lavalier mics, we could just sip and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
I guess it picks it up more.
Yeah. These are a lot more
issues.
sensitive. Plus, also back then is when we used the desk stands. And people would bang or
Bang
put their
the
drinks
tables?
down on the table, and I would get really angry about that. And people thought I would just be angry about other people hitting the table. But it's like, no, it's the fact that it shakes the mic.
Yeah.
Like, that's the real
I
problem.
feel like most people would know that.
No.
I used to naturally put my drinks down on your paper as well.
Oh, my God. And you put your headphones on backwards.
They weren't on backwards.
Every
Ever.
fucking time.
Was that intentional? Like, did you look at him and go, "Okay, left," and then put on your right?
I bung
ear,
them on my
or-
head. I'm thinking, does it feel comfortable? No. Flip them around. Perfect.
So you maintain that.
They're way more comfortable backwards.
Okay.
And also, who cares? It's an audio podcast.
Do you have big ears? I
Yeah.
don't
Big.
think I've ever seen your ears.
They look like this.
Okay, so they're pretty average size. I'm just saying, if they're big, maybe the headphones are comfortable a different way.
Yeah.
Normal sized ears. Although Gus has giant.
Yeah,
ears.
my ears are huge.
I don't think I've ever noticed that.
I think they
before.
continue to grow. I don't think they've stopped. I think I came out.
I don't think
I
ears
came out
stop.
of the
Your
womb
ears and your
with
nose don't stop growing.
normal size ears, and then as a baby, and then they've grown, and they're just going to be like
So you had adult ears when you came out as a child,
right. So they're going to be like down to my shoulder by the time
like,
I'm dead.
like dopey by the end of it all. I
yeah,
guess.
or
My-
Dumbo, I'll fucking fly away from you assholes.
My granddad had the biggest ears, just giant lobes. They were really impressive to just tug on.
Do you think that's any indication of what he was packing?
I have no idea.
That is not where I thought you were going to go with that.
Uh,
Any indication of what you're going to look like when you're a grandfather.
So this week's, I was a little. I'm going to air grievances. I was a little annoyed.
Do we have a poll around here? We can.
I was a little annoyed. Anyway, I think it was apparent during this week's RT Live, when during the live podcast, Monty and Patrick got the fucking Nerf guns, started shooting
Yeah,
at
it's so
at us.
funny.
You were
so
mad.
And I feel like people don't understand necessarily why I was angry. It's like they're like, Gus needs to learn to lighten up. Like, one, I didn't know it was Monty doing it.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea. Like I'm on stage, I can't see the crowd, and all I know is darts are coming in.
I had no idea they were coming from up there.
Right.
I thought they were coming from just the back.
Me too. And then two, it's like if you start letting that be okay,
Yeah.
then the audience thinks it's okay to throw stuff on stage.
Yeah.
So it's like it can turn and you can lose the audience. It can turn into a bad situation quickly.
Yeah, that's why you got to kill hecklers like really quick. Like the first one, go after them and be like, okay, you shut the fuck up. Because
Yeah.
if you don't, that's when it all starts.
And I feel
so-
like of anyone, of the guy who had a lemon thrown at him should fucking know better. But no.
No, he thought it would be funny.
it was so hilarious.
Yeah, we all had a great laugh over it.
I totally knew about it beforehand too, and didn't
Let me
say
put it
anything.
this way.
You did?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him
sorry.
at work since then. I'm not saying I got him fired, but I haven't seen him around the office.
I'm gonna pull up Twitter here so we could read.
Yeah, God, I was so...
You love practical jokes, don't you, Gus?
I fucking hate that shit. Well, I mean,
love-
it's fine, but it's like when you're doing a live project,
Yeah.
especially in front of people, it's like, let's get this
Yeah,
done right.
you got enough plates spinning at that point where it's like, all right, just one more thing. It's like, okay, just no, bad time.
We got to watch, and then this week's RT recap, we got to watch Alan get shit thrown at him.
Water balloons and eggs and whatnot.
I was standing there. I was right off camera when he got fucking pelted with that egg.
You wouldn't throw anything though. I was
No.
really disappointed.
Because the way those shoots normally work, the person who gets hit with all the shit then hits the people who hit him at the end of the shoot.
Oh, well, that didn't happen.
Alan did not do that. He tried. But so it's like I didn't want to throw anything. I didn't want to get involved. If you notice, I wasn't even standing where everyone else was with the production. I was off to the side somewhere else.
Yep.
Figuring I wouldn't be in the splash
It
zone.
was disgusting.
Yeah, that fucking
Eggs
egg
in the
hit him
sun?
so hard. It broke skin. He was
He
bleeding.
bled on his face. We had to cut it out of the recap, but yeah, that egg that
He
blamed
got
through
cut
his
by
face.
eggshell on his face.
Why didn't you show it?
I think they were afraid it might get flagged for gore.
Yeah. No, because there was like cuts inside of his face with like blood dripping down.
Do you have blood on you?
Remember when Jeff whipped a ping pong ball at your head and actually cut your
He
head?
split my head open with a ping pong ball. Yeah.
But it was like a good 10 feet away, wasn't it? Like he managed to
Yeah,
nail you
he
with
did a
that
really
thing.
good shot. It's actually on Vimeo somewhere. that
Yeah.
Like it wasn't cut or anything. It was like a hole.
No, yeah, it's just he just hit me really hard. It just split the skin on my head.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
That was
Yeah.
the old office, man. That was when I high-fived you so hard.
Oh,
to hit yourself
I
in the
remember
face.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit me in the neck with my own arm.
Then I did the live leak style thing where I replayed it 3 times and
Yeah.
slowed it down on the third one.
And then you wrote America.
I wrote American red, white, and blue.
Yeah, that was when. Was that when you first came and started working there?
Probably. It may have been before I was even full time there. It may have just been like when I was coming up every.
That was
now and then.
probably 4 years because that was probably right around the time I said headlight fluid, and we pretty much
God,
tagged
yeah,
out.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
you came and I left.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't.
Memories.
I just couldn't be in the
I
same building.
remember you doing the shot in was it Recreation of Tucker launching that vehicle into the building, whatever.
Oh, it
Didn't
was
you
the
try that
Brute-
over and over and over again?
It was the Brute something. What was
Yeah,
that vehicle?
the Brute Cycle or something, Brute Chopper
Brute Chopper.
or
Yeah, the chopper.
the Chopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Chopper.
Did I stutter?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I didn't
No,
even notice.
I don't think you did. It's just he said Chopper, and you're like Chopper.
Yeah, I said, yeah, the chopper. I'm
And it-
fucking agreeing with him.
I just remember coming in because like I remember the end of that season, and you were working on it. So
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
to shoot 4 episodes in a week,
oof,
and it was rough.
that is rough. But yeah,
And then you left saying you were done.
I didn't say I was done. I just left. Dane,
He's like, yeah, it's all done. It's all on there.
well, because
last day. What do you mean? When did I ever say that?
As you were walking out the door.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Did he, like, drop the
"Gavin, did you
mic and
finish?
just
Yeah, it's all
leave?"
in the exports. Bye.
Wait, what happened?
He didn't finish the fucking season.
I had to leave the country because my time was up,
Right.
and I wasn't finished.
And you told them you were?
No, I didn't. I never said I was finished.
He absolutely did.
What we did is I shot the end, and I kind of plotted. I had gaps for all the shots I was missing. Recorded the commentary, and there were still gaps, and I had to leave. And then
that was some of the first CGI in Red vs. Blue as well.
the laser.
The laser face at the end, yeah, when Church blew the
Yeah,
guy
I
away.
think that wasn't the first
La
CGI.
la
that
la
was, but-
laser face la la.
Well,
laser
No, we
face.
had like shitty stuff early on.
Well,
You
no,
had
I
the,
guess
the
I guess
Pelican taken off at the end of season 5.
Yeah.
CG.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
mean,
so.
I mean, think about it. Well, yeah, and then we also had like the shitty stuff, like in the Mars rover PSA, we had like
Yeah, that was
all of the rovers.
don't
So
know
just
if
like overlays of
Yeah.
like graphics.
That's just like an image that was moved, right?
Wait, was season? Was it 8? No, I guess it was reconstruction. Or yeah, I guess it must have been reconstruction with the cardboard cutouts that popped
Yeah,
up.
that was reconstruction.
When Wash was walking through the old base.
God, that's
was
one of my favorite Red versus
But where
Blue
it pops
gags.
up and it's actually Sarge.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a cutout of Sarge, and then it
It's
turns into
actually-
Sarge.
Didn't Griff have like holes in him or something like that? Like
Yeah,
he'd been
yeah,
shot.
shot up.
That's
I was
great.
reminded today when we had a panel at Captivate Con, and you showed the first episode of Red vs. Blue and then an episode from season 9, and just seeing the difference back to back like that, it's like
Yeah, I think
totally forget how far it's come.
people forget, and I don't think we've ever done anything like that at a
Yeah.
panel where we show like original stuff and then something newer from one to the other.
a wee
I
bit
think it was one person's first time seeing episode 1 because there was someone fucking cracking up
Yeah.
in the front row.
There's a
And I was
guy
like-
laughing at all of our content really hard.
I was like, it's been on the internet for like 11 years, dude. You could have seen this at any time.
Good lord. What do you think about the people who do like the CGI recreations of like old episodes and things? Do you like that stuff? You see people like take the audio track and redo the whole thing?
It's interesting. Like it's interesting for sure. But the thing that always strikes me is it's kind of like making an animated adventure of a podcast story versus making an animated adventure of a Let's Play.
Yeah.
Like a Let's Play already has visuals associated with it, whereas like stuff that we tell in the podcast is typically just us talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
something
Are you
that's
saying you
happened.
don't like animated adventures
I'm
based
saying
on the
it's
Let's
it's
Play?
different. I think I think animating something doesn't lend itself as well to something that already has visuals associated with it.
I really like the Creeper Parents one though. That's one of my
That was
favorite
pretty
animated
fucking funny.
adventures.
Yeah.
Gavin, you're full of funny stuff.
I'm full of funny stuff.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to talk about the animated adventure that Lindsay was working on? Has that already been discussed on the podcast?
I don't think it has been.
No, you
Okay.
should not.
Okay.
Uh,
Really cool.
So,
Look
okay,
forward to
what
it
else
in
did you show at
future.
the panel today? Can you talk about that?
we just showed like a whole bunch of different things. I think the only new things were this week's animated adventure, and we also showed the Bare Naked Ladies video.
Yeah, and that comes out tomorrow, right?
Yeah, which
If you're watching this live, it comes out tomorrow, which is going to be the 8th.
Tuesday the 8th.
Yeah.
Or if you're listening to this, it came out today. Hey.
At 7 o'clock.
That's fucking great. I had intentionally avoided watching any of it until today. Like I knew there was a final product, and I watched it. It's Matt did an awesome job with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people from around here, around Rooster Teeth, make cameos and
Yeah, you
and
could
helped
see
out.
you could see Gus and I pretty clearly in
You
one
see
shot.
Gavin pretty clearly, too.
See me for like 0.8 seconds, probably. Yeah.
Not 0.8.
No, you can see it's you. You can see clearly that it's you.
Can you?
Yeah.
You could see clearly now.
Yeah.
Dude, that was my first time. Can I talk about it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I wore an American football
Yeah.
clothes. What was it?
Yeah.
Kit, uniform?
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
call
the
it?
football kit. Yeah.
Football gear.
Pads.
So that was the photo that Bernie tweeted. Was,
Yes.
was that
Everyone-
we can
Not
say I guess
immersion.
yeah we can say that now that was actually the B&L shoot. It wasn't immersion or anything like that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it's funny. Your bit's pretty funny.
I
I
threw-
didn't realize Kara could do so many flips.
Yeah.
Yeah, she used to be a gymnast.
Yeah, but I
like
thought
a
if you don't
backflip.
practice that,
Also,
you lose it.
It was slippery out there. I don't know how she didn't eat knobs.
Yeah.
Maybe it makes it easier.
What?
No, I think she said it made it much harder.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I was trying to come up
But
with
you actually threw a football, Gavin, and I was sad to see it didn't make the final shot. Like it cuts
you see
just
me-
as you're throwing it.
You see me? It was not a good throw.
It was probably why they cut it right
I
then.
felt really sorry for Patrick, who had to go and get the ball every time I threw it and bring it back to me.
Could you actually throw it pretty far?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no.
It didn't have any spiral to it, but it went.
Did it go end over end?
Did you play any sports at all? I know you can't play tennis. We
I was
established that.
I was forced to play all kind of sports at school.
Did you ever play
Football,
any footy?
rugby. Rugby was fun.
Did you play? No.
Not
I
at
mean,
all.
did you ever play any sports just like for fun, like that you actually enjoyed?
I'm gonna go on a limb and say no.
I was pretty good at cricket.
Really?
Pretty good at whacking that ball.
So, do you like baseball? Do you like American baseball?
Baseball's a pussy sport.
Wow.
They throw the ball right at you. How hard is that to hit?
Yeah, but you're hitting it with a
So,
stick.
what's the difference between that and cricket? They throw the ball right at you,
And what do you hit the ball with in cricket?
a paddle,
stick with like a big thing on the end.
and also you're wearing a shitload of pads in cricket.
Also,
And they're throwing the ball in the same direction around you.
And don't they bounce the ball in cricket? Like it
That's
has to
the
hit
whole
the
point.
ground
It's
then
harder
up.
to hit because they throw it at the ground.
Okay.
So you gotta,
But so it loses speed when it hits the ground, and you're also padded. Like
What a pussy sport!
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
coming slow and you're covered in pads.
it's not coming
Yeah.
slow.
wait, so
Sounds
how
like
is
an
how,
awesome
dude? Have you seen
sexual
guys get hit
experience.
by baseballs? Like those things are coming in at 100 miles an hour at your head,
Yeah.
and all you have is a little thin bat to swing at.
Sometimes cricket players break their fingers.
oh
What,
no!
what about netball?
Netball's a girl's sport.
What's that?
Gavin,
Sorry, they're talking to me in my
He
ear.
said netball is a girl sport. What is netball?
what does that mean?
Netball's just it's kind of like basketball, except there's no backboard. You can't run with a ball. You have to pivot on one foot and stuff.
So it's like ultimate frisbee.
Wait,
but
so
with
it's
a ball.
like
I don't know.
basketball
I
with
don't know
no? So it's just like a hoop?
Yeah. I think it's just a girl's sport. I don't know any guys netball teams.
I'm sure it exists.
Never heard of netball. Do you like basketball at all? Like what sports do you enjoy playing? Like as opposed to just watching?
None.
No, none.
None.
Zero sport.
Oh, squash.
Squash. So you like being in the glass room with
Yeah.
the
You
You
paddles.
said you're a good squash player.
I can get around. Yeah.
See, I would think you like if you like squash. I would think you would like tennis, or you'd be better at tennis.
Tennis is too heavy.
Like the racket?
The ball's too heavy.
But
It doesn't stay in the air.
A squash ball is heavier than a tennis ball.
Yeah, but it goes all over the place.
you don't like tennis because the ball's too heavy.
No,
but
I
you
just
like
like-
squash because the ball is heavier and goes all over the place.
I don't like tennis because it's like, point. And there's
That's
no,
exactly what squash is.
No, you get some mental rallies.
Did
in
you ever
squash.
play any
I
sport?
can't
You can
do-
get mental rallies in tennis.
No, never? Nothing?
Why was that face?
God, look at me. What do you think? If there's like, do you count Tecmo Bowl? I played the shit out of that. I lettered in Tecmo
I
Bowl.
feel like you've played sports.
I played tennis in high school.
Yeah.
And looking back, I played soccer when I was younger, and I played basketball when I was younger. But I regret now that I didn't play football in high school. I would have loved to have played football in high school.
I played 3 different sports in high school.
Yeah.
There was a point where I would have either practice or a game every morning and every night.
So what did you play?
I played basketball for 6 years because I was 5'9" ever since the 5th grade. So they're just like, you're going to play basketball. And I'm like, okay. And then I played girls football for 3 years and volleyball for 2 years.
Cool.
I've been this tall since I was 13.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So when I was in
Your
middle
thing.
school, the fucking middle school basketball coach would go to my house and beg me to play, especially because I grew up on the border. So everyone's really short. And then there was me that was like 18 inches taller than
Imagine
everybody
what you
else.
could have been.
You
Yeah,
could
and I
have been the
was like,
Shaquille O'Neal of the South.
I'm not playing fucking basketball.
You could have been a basketball star, Gus.
You should have asked him to pay you to do it.
Like, what can I get out of this?
Yeah.
No. So I never did.
No?
I would have been awful. Despite the fact I was taller than everyone, I still would have managed to make our team lose. I guarantee.
Do you have asthma or anything like that?
No, I'm not asthmatic.
So you can run far.
Well, that
I
doesn't
don't know about
necessarily-
that. Maybe
doesn't
back then I
necessarily
could have
mean
run a little more.
Hmm.
Now I'm lugging around a beer belly with me everywhere I go.
If we got everyone in the company just to run until they couldn't run anymore, who do you think would get the furthest?
Probably one of our guys that are in shape, Blaine, Allen,
All right,
Kyle,
I'm not
Bernie.
counting any of them.
Not counting
Anyone
any
in the
of guys
company
who could actually
except
do
the
it.
healthy people.
Probably Alan.
He just said not them.
Oh, not the healthy people.
Right. Welcome to the podcast.
Well, I don't.
Who would be
I don't
out-
know. Like you're removing people, so that doesn't count.
Okay, who would be
Give
out
me, give me a
first?
list
Who
of
would-
3 people.
Yes.
Who would stop first, do you think, out of the whole company?
It's
Me?
yeah, I don't
Gus.
know. Gus would be
Yeah.
like, "This is stupid." Just stop. He could
Yeah.
like take 5 steps. Like, I'm done. That or Jeff. Jeff would be like, "Fuck that. I'm finished."
I think Jeff could run pretty far.
Jeff would just
Jeff
get
would,
in
Jeff
his
would
car.
absolutely run really far if he wanted to. I
Yeah.
don't think he would though.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
He's got that military training in him.
Yeah.
Like somewhere deep inside of him, it still exists.
What about us
So
4?
Out of us 4, I bet I'd outrun all of you.
I don't know.
I'd put it on either you or Barbara.
I could outrun you.
No, you can't.
How far do you think you can run?
Well, I used to run the 1,500 meters.
Is the thing
in,
about speed or distance?
just distance, endurance.
1,500 meters, so that's like a mile.
I don't know. It was like
1,600
it was
miles,
3
yeah.
times around the track.
That would have been 3 3/4 around the track. Well, I don't know if your tracks are
It's probably
there.
different. Yeah.
500
'Cause-
meter tracks there.
Yeah.
Okay.
1,500 meters is
Oh, maybe it's 400 meters.
over
was-
4,500 feet.
Although you could do like
Maybe it was 4 times.
The
acrobatic
typical track
shit.
is 400 meters long. So
Yeah, it was 400 meters. So 1,500, however many times around that is.
so 3 3/4.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
How did you know a typical track's 400 meters? I guess.
It's 4 laps is a mile.
Okay.
So that's 1,600 meters. Divide that by 4 is 400.
Right. Okay.
I used to run, dude. Like I legitimately used to
What
run.
happened?
People don't believe me.
So maybe you could beat us.
I got lazy. Like I mean, honestly, like when I work out, like when I actually try to get back in shape, I run. That's my thing. Like running to me, like if I hit a treadmill, I can just watch TV or listen to music and just forget about what I'm doing. And I look down and I've run 3 miles.
I'm
It's
really
like, oh,
considering buying a treadmill.
yeah, a good one is very, very expensive. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
So
I
It's
think I want
worth
one.
it. Just get a membership at a gym. Like there's a
Nah.
there's a gym down the street.
No.
$10 a month.
He can't be bothered.
I don't want to be. I don't want to go there
Why not?
because there's people.
Well, you also don't have a car. You can't drive.
That's another thing. But if there's one in, like, next to my bed, just get on it. Wake up, get on it.
See, when we were doing like the whole fitness challenge thing, I thought the same thing. I used to run a lot when I was younger. I thought I'm just gonna run to get in shape.
Is that when you made that tweet about the bra?
Yeah, I did it once, and I realized I have boobs. It was like I was running, and I was like jiggling, and I was like, man, I need a sports bra or something over here. I was like, this was definitely not here last time I ran.
Well, that's your reason for not doing
Well,
it.
I
It's
became
like,
very
I've got boobs
self-conscious.
now.
Like, I started thinking anyone who was walking past me or driving past me was thinking, oh man, look at that guy's tits. He's like bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, but why do you care?
I don't know. It
You're
was
gonna
just like,
see them again?
I like, that shouldn't be.
Did you
That-
run? Did
that's
you run
like
with a
an
shirt
overly
on or a shirt off?
Shirt on. Come on,
Okay.
dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to
but-
blind anyone.
But the more you do that, the less titty you'll be.
Yeah, but I gotta have a breast reduction before I start running or something.
You're not bad compared to some people I've
Fucking
seen.
tape them down.
Yeah, some people do that.
I gotta.
Or just borrow one of Esther's sports bras or something.
It was a learning experience.
Yeah.
Also, like when I was younger, I would run a lot. I could run like distance like crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna wake up today. I'm just gonna go run a mile. No, God no. I ran maybe a quarter mile, and I was like out of breath and dying. I was like, what the fuck happened to me?
Yeah.
So you like running on the streets? You don't like tracks or a treadmill? See, I always like tracks and treadmill because I knew how far I would go.
I feel
nothing
like
to look
treadmills
at.
don't count.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like because it's not like you're not dealing with the actual ground. You're just dealing with a very flat.
It's almost like you're
surface.
almost like you're running down a hill where the road is moving
right,
underneath
and it's
you.
moving. It's helping you.
That's why on a treadmill you're supposed to actually like raise it up. You're supposed to like add to the slope a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you actually have to move upward. So it is like you're actually working.
I can't run very fast for a long time, so what I do on the treadmill, I put it at a really steep incline and then kind of like jog.
Yeah.
That way you're getting almost a better workout because it's like you're working your hammies.
So is it better to run slower but consistent or run fast with like breaks?
I don't
Both
know.
are
I
good.
guess it's like that whole argument. Like, do you want to maintain a constant heart level for a long period of time,
Yeah.
or do you want to spike it and then let it
They're
rest?
good for
don't
different
know.
reasons. Like one, if you want to lose fat, I
Yeah.
think doing endurance is good, but
Okay.
then it's like if you sprint, it's better for burning calories. It's like one of the two is better for something.
I think the people
One
in
of
my
the two is better. Thank you,
You know,
Barbara.
I'm guessing the other one might be worse.
I mean,
so.
for like one's burning fat and one's burning calories. I just
Okay.
forget which one it's which.
the people in my before I moved here, the town I lived in, I could walk pretty much anywhere. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
a pretty small town. But walking's so boring and slow that I just used to sprint like full speed. If I wanted to like go and buy lunch, I would just sprint into town and get lunch
You
and then
used to
sprint
tell
back.
me that you did that after going to the pub at night. You would
I
just
would do it
run
after,
home.
Yeah, I would run home after the pub, and that's even better because when you're drunk, you feel like you're going really fast.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
That's my when I drink, I always want to run. Like I always have extra energy for some reason.
You guys are crazy.
yeah, but
So-
I would get some funny looks just because I was running all the time.
So I mean, you were in shape, or maybe not in shape, but you're not fat or anything like that. Like you are like okay.
You're not a disgusting slob.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
You're
right
hairy,
now, I'm-
but you
but
can't do anything about
so you
that.
don't you don't work out or anything, do you?
no,
You just have a good metabolism. Like your parents like really like thin, or
no. I just have. I think I'm just at the right age where it hasn't really kicked
Do
in
you
yet.
ever care about what you eat? Are you ever like, that's not healthy?
I mean, I do in terms of I don't want my teeth to rot, so I don't eat sugary stuff. I don't eat candy and stuff, and I don't.
Have
Yeah.
you ever been to a dentist
Have I ever been to a dentist? Yes.
in the U.S.?
No.
Okay.
I go to the dentist like once every 6 or 7 years.
You're supposed to go every 6 months.
Nah.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, I was talking to Adam because I just went to the dentist for the first time since I moved here because I just hadn't found a dentist here. And I was talking to Adam about it, and I'm like, yeah, I haven't been to a dentist in like a year and a half, 2 years almost. It's crazy. He's like, I don't think I've been to a dentist since I was 18.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you should probably go see one.
In the
You don't-
past 8 years, I've been to the dentist twice, and then for the 15 years before that, and then before that, it would have been 15 years since
15
I'd
years?
seen a dentist.
Shit.
And how many fillings did you need?
None.
None. You have no fillings.
Well, when I was a little kid, I had
okay.
a few, but that was like the one I went to 23 years ago or
Do
something.
you brush your gob twice a day?
Yep.
Every night?
Yep. So I mean, and then to make matters worse, so about 8 years ago when I went to the dentist, I thought, God, I'm gonna go. They're gonna really get after me. They're gonna tell me that I need to see them more often. I'm gonna need a cleaning. I'm gonna need all this work. Dentist looks at my teeth. He's like, "Do you floss?" I was like, "Nope." He was like, "What do you do?" I was like, "I just brush my teeth twice a day." He's like, "You have the most healthy looking teeth I've ever seen in my life." I was like, "That's the worst thing you could have told me, dude. I will see you in 10 years. I'm out of here."
was it you or Jeff who went to the doctor and they said like, "Oh, your liver's awesome." It's like the liver of like a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah,
That was me.
Was it you?
And I went on a fucking bender. He's like, they did like a sonogram on my liver and my kidneys.
Challenge
and everything.
accepted.
They were like, "Do you drink?" And I was like, "Yeah, a lot." They're like, "Wow." your liver looks like you've never had a drop of alcohol in your life. I don't remember anything for a week after that.
What is up with your body? It's just like healing itself from everything.
It's because of my acid hands, like
Yeah.
eat through
Just,
metal
like,
and absorb
you just
the.
touch your mouth.
Are
at
you
the
like
end of the night.
unbreakable? Are you like
No, God, no, nothing like that.
When was the last time you
Unbreakable
took a sick
with
day?
So would you ever want to go like super thin?
Not super thin. I've been down like I'm probably like 225, 230 right now, which is big for me.
What's the average weight?
Average weight's probably like, for my height's probably about like 205, 210. So I'm over. I mean, I'm not horribly over or anything like that, but I've gotten down to 190 before, like this size.
Is that at RTX 2011?
Maybe. I don't know, it was before that. Like RTX, I was down to about 200.
Okay.
So I got down below
I
that.
saw a
There's-
picture of you from that, and you look really thin.
There's a picture of Jack.
So
in
that's
a weird looking
that's
room.
actually me. That's still me pretty big. That's from, God, probably 6-7 years ago. And
Where the hell are you, Jack? I've seen that picture a million times.
that's the Attack of the Show set. That's the Attack.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was before they got rid of all the phones and stuff, and they really after I took that, they replaced the set, and now the Attack of the Show's gone.
Is it
but-
because you'd been in there and it was tainted?
Yeah,
and
that's
they had to
absolutely what it was.
Strip it out.
Yeah, Kevin Pereira and Olivia Munn were like, we gotta scrap everything, torch it.
I went on God, what's the name of the show? Unscrewed with Martin Sargent.
Oh wow.
And whenever we had to go to whenever they had to have a break for a commercial break, he sat at a talk show desk.
Yeah.
And I was sitting immediately to his right, like a talk show guest. And whenever we would have to cut to go to a break, he would open the bottom drawer on his desk and just pull out this giant bottle of vodka and then just slam it until they were like, all right, we're back in 5, 4, and then just put it back in the desk and close the door.
That's the life, man.
I was like, holy
Is it?
shit.
Yeah, why not? So, I mean, I guess
pounded it.
we're a little bit more public about our drinking. We're just like,
It was like gut rot plastic bottle vodka.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
It probably had to be plastic because of the slamming in the
Slamming
drawer
inside.
and everything.
Are you actually worried about anything? Like, are you worried about dying of anything?
yes.
Me personally,
Like, is there anything you don't do because it worries you that you'll get ill from it? Like
I-
booze, for example.
I don't smoke, and I won't.
I've
smoke.
never smoked cigarettes, and I never will. That's something. It's like that's one of the deal breakers between me and someone I want to date. Like they could be the perfect person
But
in
they
the
have
world.
to smoke?
No, they have to not smoke.
Oh.
Obviously. But yeah, I could meet the perfect person, and if they smoke, it's like, see ya.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
It's just I can't deal with it.
Gross.
But other than that, I don't do dumb stunts and shit like that. Like people are like, I'm gonna jump off this high ledge, watch me. I don't do shit like
That's a
that.
guy thing to do, though.
I've seen
How are
girls
they?
do that before.
How do they say it?
I'm gonna jump off this ledge.
I picture Barbara with a 6-pack, like all juiced up,
Yeah, man.
like Alpha Barbara.
It's like Alpha Brain.
When I first moved to Austin, I was 19 when I first moved to Austin, and at the time it seemed to me like everyone I knew and everyone in Austin smoked. So I was like, and I worked at a job at a call center, and people who smoke got to take breaks all the time to
Yeah.
go smoke. And I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna start smoking too, so I can get all these breaks at work. So I bought a pack of cigarettes. I smoked half of one cigarette, and I was like, how the fuck does anybody do this?
Yeah.
And I gave the whole pack to someone else I worked with,
So you were trying to force yourself to smoke?
so I could get
So
out of
you could
work.
get
Yeah.
It definitely seems like smoking has become the not cool thing to do. Now people light up a cigarette. It's like, what? You smoke? That's weird.
I actually do find it weird when I see someone smoking.
Yeah.
It's like,
Before it was just if you didn't smoke, it's like, oh, you've never smoked.
well, it's a
Strange,
visual
no?
sign of weakness. It's like, well, you're addicted to doing that.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Pussy.
I
You
don't
just
know if I go
offended
that
so
far,
many
but
people watching.
Did I offend all the people who smoke?
I
I'm
mean,
not sorry.
probably. I'm guessing you're calling them all pussies.
yeah.
Give it up.
Don't smoke.
Maybe they were peer pressured when they were younger.
Maybe
Maybe
they're
they want to get out of
pressure.
work like me.
Peer pressure is a weakness.
It's true.
I never. So since I couldn't figure out, I couldn't bring myself to smoke. What I started doing at that job was I would
so
watch
sorry.
one employee. Anytime he went out to smoke, I'd be like, I'm taking a fresh air break, and I'd go outside for just as long as someone would smoke, and then I'd come back in.
Would you go and suck in all the fumes from people smoking?
No,
or
I'd
is it
stand
different
much
place?
further away from the door.
You were just on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was annoyed when they actually banned smoking in pubs though in the UK
Why?
because all my friends smoked and they'd all go outside and I'd just be sat on my own in the pub. It was great. I was really healthy with no mates.
Yeah. It's the
It's
downside.
still disconcerting to me. Anytime I go to Vegas, I'm still weirded out when I see people lighting up and smoking in
Yeah.
casinos.
Yeah.
It's like the last place you can do that.
Yeah, nothing is worse than someone lighting up next to you at a craps table.
I
It's
like
it's
it.
like, God damn it.
I don't like smoking. I don't like being around smoke, but there's something about gambling at a table
It's
with
very
a
Vegas.
drink and then having someone smoking next to you. It's like, yeah.
I think
this,
I was-
this is what I came for. I'm paying for this.
Yeah.
I was with you and Alan in Vegas and Esther, And I think we were at a craps table and someone started lighting up their cigarette, and I'm just like, what are they doing? And I forget who told me, but you guys were just like, yeah, you're allowed to do that inside here. And I was like, my mind was blown.
Yeah, there's some casinos that'll have like a smoke-free corridor, so you can like walk through the floor.
That's what we call the lame area.
Yeah. It's literally, it's basically whenever they have that, it's just a path from the registration check-in desk to the elevators to get to the rooms. That's all it is.
That's pretty much it, straight shot. So when you're in Vegas at a craps table, do you talk to the people around you?
Sometimes. It really
Yeah.
depends on who it is.
Yeah.
There's some people who, are obviously more receptive. Obviously, I'm not a very social, outgoing person, but there are rare occasions where I'll do that. Yeah, do you know that?
I don't know, something about a craps table. Like, I just enjoy talking to the people around me because it's like you're all in the same battle together. Unless you're throwing the dice. If you're throwing the dice, I'm not talking to you. Like, I give you your space. It's like a pitcher. Like, you don't mess with the pitcher when he's throwing.
Not even a little, come on, shooter. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
way
I'll
to go,
say it's
shooter.
like myself, but I won't be like, oh, good throw, bud. Like, no, I'm not going to say that. But it's like, come on, let's see an 8, let's see an 8. And then it's, 5. Okay, move on. Whatever. But anyway, when I'm sitting at the table, I usually end up talking to other people around me. And so I've met some really interesting people just by doing that. I met a guy who owned a bunch of, what's the... is it not Custards? There's a burger place just up the road. Culver's. I met a guy who owned like 5 Culver's in Kansas.
Shit. Did he hook you up with a bunch of curds?
Butterburgers and curds, right?
Yeah.
No. But it was funny. He's like, oh yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a couple of those in Austin. He's like, yeah, there's one in South Austin. I'm like, I've been there before, and it's like weird small stuff like that. Like I remember one time I had my UT class ring on, like I was just out of college. And I was at a table, and a guy next to me, like an older guy, he looked over. He's like, "Is that a UT class ring?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, and he showed me his. Like he was wearing his as well. And I was like, "There's this older."
Did y'all kiss?
Yeah, we did. We high fived and just made out, and it was awesome. And then we
Texas
won
way.
$700. It was great.
Have you ever made out with a dude?
No,
Have you?
I
We
have.
filmed it.
Oh, right. How
I
could
thought you were being
forget?
sarcastic.
No, I forgot about it.
So if they asked you to do that short that I did, where
They asked me to do it.
yeah, would you never do
No, I
it?
turned it down. Joel came to me with that idea years ago, and he's like, it'd be great, be you and me. And I was like, no. He's like, well, we can make out with because initially it was going to be a bunch of like hot chicks, and then lead to like making out with a dude.
God,
and
that's
I was
the only
like,
reason that exists.
I was
is
like,
'cause,
no.
hey,
I'm
we
good.
can make out with a bunch of hot chicks.
We only have to pay him $100 each.
And I was like, nah.
It's
I'm
way
good.
cheaper than a strip
Thanks, man.
club.
do you ever worry that you might be gay? Does that
No,
worry you?
I'm not worried at all that I'm gay.
Wait, why would you be
He
worried?
has a girlfriend.
It's
Yeah.
a weird thing. to
She's
worry
sitting
about.
right
girlfriend's
here,
literally
and
right
she's
there,
waving,
waving
at
at
us.
you.
Well, surely making out with a dude is like saying, yeah, I don't care. I'm definitely not gay. Is it? Or
No,
does that make
I'm,
me more
I'm
gay?
comfortable with my sexuality. I have no issues with people who are gay.
How gay am I?
Gavin,
I
you
was about to
questioning
segue into a host read.
You got to put that down.
I gotta
Gus.
fucking put this down.
Yeah.
Now. Thank you.
How gay am I?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
a
What,
website?
Yeah, because the live podcast at the Gauntlet set, you were talking about how like, are you friends with guys because there's a possibility you might have sex with them?
but the thing is, I know I'm not gay, but I can't tell whether making out with the guy makes me more not gay or less gay.
What does
I
it
don't
matter?
think I don't think it affects you at all.
Wait,
It doesn't affect you. You
Wait, how
are
does
what you
making-
are.
How does making out with a guy make you more?
Did you
not
enjoy
gay?
it?
well, there's a scale, right?
Did
There's
you enjoy
like,
it?
Did I enjoy it? No.
So you're not gay.
Did you let out like a subconscious moan while you were doing it? Like did you catch yourself?
What?
Like what
Yeah.
was that?
I was making out with a dude, and then I went, oh.
Or it's like that
that's
Seinfeld
real.
episode where you're like, it moved. What? It moved.
But anyway, there's a scale. Like some people are like forcefully straight, you know,
Forcefully straight.
to the point where they hate gays. And then
Okay.
there's like
yeah. Well.
people who.
Oh, there it is. Gavin has.
Yeah,
to
so if
see
you're
this.
watching the live stream right now, you're seeing Gavin lick a guy's face.
Okay, it's over. It's over.
I think I mentioned
Oh, Gavin.
previously on the podcast that
Oh, that's right. Gavin's never watched this short.
He refuses.
Yeah, he
to
doesn't like
see
watching it.
I was more uncomfortable watching you kiss Samantha Ireland.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, like I know her and I know that, she's married, her husband was there, and I know Tom's just a comedian, just a funny guy.
I remember every time we were testing that DVD out with that short on it, I would try to pull you into our office so you were forced to watch it, and you would just
Yeah.
run away.
I don't.
yeah.
I honestly, I wouldn't want to watch me kiss anyone.
Me neither.
It's my face on someone
sorry to
else's
everybody.
I remember
have
hearing
seen
the,
it.
the music for that short play over and over and over again coming from Barbara's office.
Yeah,
It's
Brandon
weird
said that he's friends with her and her husband also, and he said it was really awkward to edit for him.
Yeah.
It's funny how music, like the music will set you off. How much do you think the guy that wrote the music for Two Girls, One Cup hates that music? Because he probably had no idea that it was used for that, and now everyone associates that
Yeah.
piano
what's
with.
funny is I can't think of it right now, but if I heard it, I'd be like, oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can hear
absolutely.
it.
That's
I
it.
hear it playing in my head right
Do it.
now. We forced Megan to watch it the other day. We're just like, have you seen Two Girls, One Cup? And she's like, no, what is that?
Oh, I would
Or we're just
imagine
like,
Megan have seen. She'd have
No,
seen
she
that.
never, she'd
No,
never heard of
Brandon,
it.
do not pull it up.
No.
Was
You pull the
really
music
asking?
up.
Here,
I don't know.
let me
It's
read.
like-
Let me read this while
Wow.
Gavin gags over
That's
here.
the second part of the video.
Luckily, we set up his bucket. All right. I want to remind everyone that this episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Hulu Plus. You've probably tried Hulu.com. Now with Hulu Plus, you can watch your favorite shows anytime, anywhere. Hulu Plus lets you watch thousands of hit TV shows and a selection of acclaimed movies on your television or on the go with your smartphone or tablet, and it all streams in HD for the best viewing experience. With Hulu Plus, you can watch your favorite current TV shows like SNL, Community, Red vs. Blue. You can also check out exclusive content including Hulu originals like The Awesomes, starring SNL Seth Meyers, and Moon Boy, starring Chris O'Dowd from Bridesmaids. Hulu Plus also offers a great selection of acclaimed films. For only $7.99 a month, you can stream as many TV shows and movies as you want, wherever you want. Right now, you can try Hulu Plus for free for 2 weeks when you go to huluplus.com/roosterteeth. That's huluplus.com/roosterteeth.
That's funny that it's Chris O'Dowd from Bridesmaids. Because I know Chris O'Dowd from IT Crowd.
Yeah, I think more people know him from Bridesmaids, though.
You think so?
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely.
IT Crowd is fantastic, by the way.
No, it isn't.
yeah, it is.
That show's crap.
That
Seriously?
show's awesome. They just had the final episode.
They still make that show.
Well, they came
anymore.
back.
Oh.
The final, like there was an episode that aired, like the last season finished airing. Don't slam the table,
I
Gus.
fucking slammed my mic.
I think they had an episode
Don't
that
tell
aired
Patrick.
like in 2010. That was like the final. That was like the last episode of season 3. But then they went back, kind of like the Christmas episode for the British Office, where they went back and sort of tied everything back up.
Oh,
So
because
it's
everyone
got-
was dying to know how the IT Crowd
It
ended.
was the finale was great. It was
Apparently
awesome.
enough people.
I've never seen an episode.
If you
It
watch
Crowd.
it, watch the first 3 episodes. Don't just watch the first and stop because the
That's
first
what I
one's
thought it
not
was
that
called.
great.
I hate when
That
people
is
say
what
that.
it's called.
Well,
Oh,
it takes a
why is it
little
saying-
while to get their feet underneath them.
I hate when people say that.
That's like Community. Like Community took like
Community,
half a
I
season,
fucking hated Community for a season, and I hated myself for watching it.
and it got better, right?
It did.
American
See?
shows are pretty bad at starting mostly.
Yeah.
Like
It's-
the
I
Office.
I
Season
really
1 was
like.
crap.
I really like a show that has an awesome pilot, like Breaking Bad,
Breaking
Breaking Bad.
The Shield,
Lost was alright.
Lost.
Yeah.
What else? There's another one I always think of as having a good pilot.
How's the Game of Thrones pilot?
Fringe had a good pilot.
Game of Thrones pilot is actually pretty slow. Like I remember, it didn't
I
really
totally
grab
forgot
me
what it
until
was.
at the very end when Bran gets pushed out the window
No, it
Right.
started with the White Walkers and all that stuff.
Yeah, and it was weird.
of Alias. Yeah, Alias.
What? No, not
Alias had
Alias.
an okay pilot.
Oh, he's talking to the person
Talking
in
to
his
the
head.
person.
Yeah,
person
Yeah,
not
I'm
on the
talking
podcast.
to the earpiece. It starts with the White Walkers, but then there's nothing else in that episode about the White Walkers.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. I think that entire
There's
season
nothing
about the
for
White
like
Walkers.
you don't see them
Yeah,
again
it's
until
like
the end
of
of
season 2, I think.
Yeah.
Before we get back to the White Walkers. Yeah, like Breaking Bad had an amazing pilot. Like the original, like the hour and 15 pilot or whatever, like the long pilot. Like that one's fantastic.
Gavin first watched. The
I was around
pilot.
your house.
It was he watched it at my house, and I pulled it up and I showed it to him. Hey. And when we got to the end of the episode, I said, "That's not right." It's like it's missing some bits. I could name some scenes that were missing, so I had to go back and
Yeah,
find
like
the
the
actual
scene
version.
where he has to wash the car of one of his students.
Yeah, and I think also
Oh,
when he asks to get out of the ambulance when they're taking him to the hospital, he says he doesn't have insurance and everything.
Oh yeah.
That's also cut from the.
Yeah, you told me that, and I
hour-long
instantly went home and watched it again, but the full version, and it was much.
Now,
better.
are we going to be having a Breaking Bad sort of wrap up podcast? Like I know people have asked for it, and I would love to talk about that show.
Well, we've already talked about almost everything apart from the last bit.
But a lot did
Well,
happen.
Yeah, a lot happened. I mean, they wrapped up the entire series.
I read that when they initially wrote the beginning of season 5, they weren't sure what Walt was going to use the big machine gun for.
Yeah.
Like they wrote him buying the gun and having it in the car, not knowing before they even wrote about the Aryans and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So they weren't sure exactly who he was going to use the gun with, and they had like a bunch of different scenarios that they had planned out that he might end up using it.
Yeah, there's a scene in the final episode that directly was impacted because of that first scene and them not knowing what they were going to do with it. So I don't want to say it for fear of spoilers for
Okay.
anyone who does watch it.
Tell me
but-
later.
And so anyway, if Brandon cuts away from me right now, oh,
Oh!
what was that? What was
You're
that?
clear. You're clear.
We're okay.
Anyway, that bit was like because they shot stuff before where certain things weren't there, and they had to go back and be like, why wasn't that there? And so they had to kind of work around
I
that.
see.
So
Okay.
it's kind of interesting. And that's something we could talk about on a wrap-up spoiler cast if you
Or
want.
just
to.
in a couple of
so we
weeks.
have a couple of spoiler cast ideas we've been kicking around. I think we'll probably do an Ender's Game one before the Ender's Game movie comes out. We always talk about we need to do a fucking Doctor Who one. So maybe within the next month we'll have a couple.
So like Ender's Game, like based on the book, or
We're right because the Ender's Game movie comes out November 1st.
okay.
So maybe we could talk about the book before the movie comes out, just so for people who haven't read the book and are going to go see the movie and don't want to spend the time reading it.
So like a Cliff's Notes version,
Right.
of
we
the
can talk
book.
about it.
Huh.
So gotta coordinate all of that. I haven't read that book since high school. I actually just re-downloaded it on Audible.
Yeah.
So I can listen to it. It's only like 11 hours long on Audible.
Wow. Huh.
So
It's not long
That's nothing. That's
compared
not
to
long
the
at
Game
all.
of Thrones
Game of
books.
Thrones are like fucking 48 hours each.
Oh my god. I don't know how I've gotten through any of them. I guess you do a lot of driving?
Yeah, I'm in the middle
I've been
of it
listening
right
to
now.
the first audiobook, and the guy totally changes accents of the characters as he goes on.
Yeah.
Tyrion started off as like a northern kind
Yeah.
of Yorkshire and ends up Welsh.
Also, and I don't know if there was a long
Only
gap
you can decipher those
between
accents.
No, you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
Like I couldn't name them, but yeah, you can totally tell. I don't know if there was a long time between when he recorded the audio for book 3 and the audio for book 4. Is that when it was? Yeah. Arya sounds totally different.
Oh yeah, did you just forget?
Wait,
Yeah.
does the guy do Arya's voice too?
Yeah, he does voices for all the different
Does
characters.
he make his voice like
It's
doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo?
like now in book 4 she's like Irish.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, when he first started doing the voice, I was like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, it's Arya, what?
And he's actually in the show, isn't he? He
Yeah.
plays what's the
The pyromancer. He's the guy who has all of the wildfire.
right?
He's the old guy, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying we should do a Doctor Who spoiler cast, but I don't think any of us watch Doctor Who.
Yeah, yeah. We get like
I watched
Brandon.
the hell
Brandon
out of Doctor
watches Doctor Who.
Oh, nice. This works again.
We pull Ashley.
It's been a while since I've
Oh,
been
yeah.
back, so I
Tweet
haven't
Chat's
seen
back.
Tweet Chat working.
Yeah, I didn't know Tweet Chat was working either. When did that start again?
A couple weeks ago.
I'll be damned.
Damn.
There you go.
That's
I
why
watched
I'm
up
here,
to
baby.
when David Tennant left in Doctor Who.
That's like up until like the most recent season.
No, he's been.
He left to go
it's
be
been
in
Matt
Harry
Smith
Potter,
for a while.
right?
No, I don't think so.
He was in a movie. What that was David Tennant in Harry Potter
Yeah, but that was before.
4 or 5.
That was before Doctor Who, wasn't it?
I've never
Was it?
seen a single episode of Doctor Who, and I don't even I know it's about time travel, and that's it. That's all I know about that show.
Why do they have two hearts? Okay, we'll talk about it.
It's Inspector Space Time. Let's do that.
Inspector Space Time.
Yeah.
Why do they have two hearts?
Yeah.
Inspector
Because
Space Time.
they have so much love.
No,
Does it have what?
So much love to give.
Oh, okay.
that's so far off.
I know. It's
Yeah,
Inspector
we
Gadget.
absolutely need it.
I give you props for going with it. You know what? Actually, it was funny bringing up Inspector Spacetime that I brought up. Community. We talked about Community earlier. Dan Harmon, it goes on Reddit all the time and talks to fans on Reddit. That's kind of Dan Harmon's the
guy is
showrunner for Community. That's kind of ballsy and cool at the same time. It's
Why?
like, because it's the guy who runs the show is like directly interacting with fans and like getting in arguments with fans about characters and development and stuff on the
We
show.
do that.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's great. No, I'm saying that it's cool to see more and more of that kind of stuff. Like, at no point in my life would I ever think I could go on and be like, hey, Damon Lindelof, I'm going to yell at you on Twitter, but you can do that if you want to. And, like, a lot of times they'll respond
Hey
to that kind of
guys,
stuff.
the internet exists.
No, that's cool. We live in a cool time.
I agree with you, Jack.
Thank
I think
you,
it's a
Barbara.
cool
Do you-
idea that you could actually interact with people almost on a one-to-one basis.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you talk to our fans on Reddit?
Occasionally, if something pops up that I feel like we need to step in for. So I read a lot of stuff on the Reddit. I mean, the Reddit.
We
Jesus
also have a
Christ.
whole
Twitter?
website at roosterteeth.com
Yeah,
where
you
we
go
can
to
interact with
roosterteeth.com.
people constantly.
That is the
Yes.
only place I interact with people is our website.
Yeah. So you don't talk to anyone on Twitter?
So you should sign
Not
up.
on Twitter or Reddit.
No.
Because
1.5 million registered users.
heyo.
And we're working on the Rooster Teeth 2.0 site, which is going to be really, really cool.
No,
looks
at this
very
point
cool.
it's like 4.0.
Well, I mean, publicly 2.0, right?
No.
I think publicly
No,
it's like
publicly it's like
7.0.
4 or 8.0. We've been through so many fucking iterations.
That's true. But this is a complete.
It's a pretty serious.
Yeah, it's an overhaul.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
I always forget how, because I remember the new site when it started in was I guess late 2004. I remember it being really cool.
That was the community.
But
site.
looking back at screenshots, looking at how thin it was.
There's
in
so
the
much
page.
empty space.
Yeah, on either side, just because I guess monitors were still 4x3 a lot
Right.
back then, and they were it looks.
It's
it
just
looks
like everything's
pretty
just like a
crappy.
thin border.
Yeah.
Like that thin line.
It was pretty neat looking.
Do you remember your alerts thing? It was just this has one new image comment. This has one new image comment. This has
Oh,
one
yeah.
new image comment. And it
I think
was
we
just
get huge.
if you were gone for a week, it was just overwhelming.
Do we still have staff awards on the site?
No. Do we?
Yeah,
We do, but
They're not easily visible. You have to
Okay.
drill down to get to them.
there's going to be better awards coming.
I had a staff award too. It never got implemented, but
What was it?
it was like an Atari joystick.
Uh,
And so, because Brandon, Monty, and I all got awards, and it never got implemented into the site.
There was only 9.
They didn't fit artistically with the original awards.
I thought they redesigned all of them. I thought was it Brian who came in and did them? Like someone redid them all.
Well, no, we
I think it was a site user,
hired the
wasn't
guy
it?
who made the original
That's
awards
right.
to make all new awards and redesign them all. But there's something about it, even though he's the guy who made them originally, they just look different. And even when he like redesigned all of them, they just didn't fit the style of the website. So it's like
Yeah.
it just looked like it didn't belong.
The stuff they're working on for the new version looks really good.
Do you know who was the first person to get all the staff awards?
I don't remember.
This
Me?
guy.
What it was me.
No, it was me.
Fight.
Oh.
Fight.
I made a journal. I was the only one.
What was the
Fine.
journal about?
It was getting all the awards.
Oh, okay. Why'd you get him?
Why'd I get them?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
You
went
got them for
back-
different reasons depending on who gave
I went
them.
back to like one of the first pages of my comment section, and I saw a comment from Gavin that was from like 9 years ago.
Was it the first thing I ever wrote to you?
Yeah.
Was he like ASL?
I forget what it said, but it was just like, I think you said hi with a smiley face. I forget what it was, but if someone goes back to my comment page, you could probably find it.
So the staff awards on our website, we could either give someone an award so it like illuminates like a little icon, or you could give them like your negative award where it's like
Yeah.
I always
Actually,
a
love seeing
silhouette
you
of your
giving
award
that.
with like the no sign through it.
Yeah.
And I almost use that as my award instead of the other one. And
It
people
was like a public. It was actually pretty cruel because you would go to someone's profile and be like, "Wow, Gus doesn't like this person."
Yeah.
but I feel like a lot of people didn't understand. Like that was almost my award. I used it like 2 awards: my normal award and then my no award.
Yeah.
You know.
And people would get upset by it. They'd be like, "Oh my god, take it away!"
So if you hated someone, what would you do?
Ignore them. Don't give them
Delete it.
anything.
Yeah, block
Yeah.
them. Wait, so okay, are awards making the jump over to the new one? I don't know if
I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but no and yes. Like, it's not awards per
Thanks for the
se,
info.
but like anybody who's a staff member could give something.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
It just, I don't know if it'll be a
All
custom.
400 of us
I don't
now.
know if it'll be a custom image.
I want it so that if I give someone an award, their whole screen changes into a giant Union Jack permanently. Can we get that done?
We probably could.
You probably could.
But then what if I give them my award? Just a
There's
giant
like a
Canadian
faded
flag.
Canadian
The
one
moose
behind the
in
Union
front
Jack.
of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what the time frame on it, but I think before the end of the year, it's going to be rolling out for everybody.
Yeah.
If all goes well.
That looks cool. Progress. I like any form of progress. Like,
Me
Do
too.
you?
yeah. Yeah, it's nice. I like, well, like things that stay static and that stay the same thing. It's like, it's got a nice nostalgia thing, but
So who doesn't like progress?
the internet.
Communists.
Have you ever talked to anyone on the internet watching a forum change?
They
Like,
don't
what
like
about the
change at all.
PHPB going from that to our site now?
Yeah, anytime there's a fucking update on the
Yeah.
website, people
The
lose
internet
their
They
hates
shit.
bitch for like
change.
10 seconds and then forget what the old one was like. I mean,
Right.
But in that 10 seconds, there's so much vitriol, like so much hate.
Yeah.
So, speaking of hate, I have a question.
Yes, Gus.
Maybe I don't understand economics, but Twitter filed for a $1 billion IPO.
And then lost.
In 2012, for the calendar year 2012, they lost $80 million. For the first 6 months of 2013, they've lost $70 million. So they're on track to lose $140 million this year. If you can lose $220 million in 2 years, how are you worth $1 billion?
Eyeballs. It's all about eyeballs.
Nope. But I agree.
They
Like,
can't
that makes no
monetize it.
Yeah,
sense.
but the company's worth a lot,
Why?
but it doesn't make a lot.
No,
It makes negative. It loses money.
yeah, it loses money. Like they have revenue, they can't make a profit on that.
Because
they
it
still
doesn't-
lose money.
It doesn't make money, but it's Twitter.
It's
Okay.
such bullshit.
So you're saying if Ford it was like, oh, we're gonna have a $250 million loss this year. You think they're fine with that? And it's like, oh, keep moving on, just keep doing what we're doing.
Well, no,
All right,
because
$400 million loss next year.
No.
So you're saying if there's more value in the name and
in the
what it
name
is.
and the amount of people who use it.
Do you think the name Twitter is worth $1 billion fucking dollars?
How many people? How many celebrities use it? Yes, I do.
Okay. No, it's total bullshit. Because they don't get any value out of it. Like, the celebrities get value out of it because they can do the one-on-one interaction like you're talking about with their
Yeah.
fans. What does Twitter get out of it? Nothing. They get a fucking $80 million bill.
I am blown away that Twitter's not monetized in any form or fashion.
They have promoted tweets and shit.
Yeah, promoted tweets,
Ads.
but even then, it's just
Verification.
like something more. Like I can't believe they haven't had more.
How would you think they could monetize
Even just like
Twitter?
on
Like
on a
ads?
feed, like every 20th tweet you see on your feed
You
is
get
an
that.
as an ad.
Yeah, promoted.
There's
No,
promoted
no.
stuff that's
What?
different.
He says they're telling me Twitter's projected to make $1.3 billion this year, next year.
All right, Brandon's
How's
lying.
that even?
I want some proof on the stream. Pull it up on a website or something. I want to see this.
A pie chart, if
But
possible.
people can buy
I
followers.
like pie charts.
Yeah, you can buy followers, and
They're
as it is, they
delicious.
insert
Yeah.
promoted tweets into your feed right now.
Well, but I mean, nothing too extreme. I mean, nothing I've noticed. At least not that bad.
Yeah, but it'll say like promote a tweet, and you'll see stuff in there.
But it's not very often at all.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
And
I maybe see that once a day, if that.
I only ever see that on the site and not on the phone.
I've seen
I
it
see it
on
on
the
the
phone.
phone.
Oh.
We actually have considered doing stuff with Twitter, but it's just like at this point we're still able to use our own methods to get Twitter followers, and I don't think we've come to the point where we've needed to use their promoted tweets and everything like that.
How desperate do you
yeah,
have to be
I
to use
get I
it?
get ads on Twitter now when I go to
expensive.
Twitter. It's like, get more followers by advertising. And I'm like, why would I ever need
But
to
also-
advertise?
People would see your account with promoted next to it. How
Would they?
douchey does that look? Yeah.
Yeah, when
That's
when
how you
have
get
a
the
promoted
followers,
tweet.
is that
Oh,
they
okay.
put your account on people's
Yeah.
thing and they're likely to follow you.
Oh, okay.
You
If
don't
anything,
actually-
that makes me want to not follow that account.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think you're actually buying an actual number. You're just buying the possibility of a lot.
That's like
and the
Reddit. You see like
chances
the sponsored Reddit post at the top of the page. And like, I never look at those things.
Yeah.
I look at them every now and then.
Do you?
Yeah.
What about when you do a Google search and like the first two things that are in like the featured box
Mhm.
at the top? I never click those.
Yeah,
They're ads.
No, but they're
No, they're like
they're placed higher because people pay.
Oh,
they're
right.
Yeah.
like targeted ads, basically.
For like what you're searching
But
for.
it's
I
like-
never click on
It's like
those.
when a
Hold on, I
title.
think they have this article. I want to see this.
All right, so Gus is now watching the stream. Just a year ago, eMarketer was estimating Twitter's 2014 haul at $540 million. It was revised to upwards of $807.5 million last September.
Wow. So,
So what were you reading?
no, these are
Jeez.
projections for
Oh.
future years.
No, I heard those numbers too that Gus was talking about earlier.
Yeah. So I don't think. I mean,
Twitter-
and of course, to take
Twitter's
take in
now expected
$950 million.
$950 million.
That's revenue. That's not profit. I
That's
think
not
this
profit.
in 2013 or 2012, their revenue was like $600 million. They still lost $70 million on that revenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
So they may be
So it's like,
operating
yeah,
at a
you
budget
can
of
you can
670.
you can make all this money, but you're still spending more than you're making.
What are they spending money on? I mean, like, I guess
So they got to have server infrastructure. They got to have employee costs. There's a lot of people who work there.
It also
Really?
goes down way less than it used to. Remember when
Yeah,
it used
it
to
never
be
goes
too,
down
It used
anymore.
to be too busy because too many people were using it.
yeah.
So they had a CEO a few years ago whose initiative was, he publicly said his initiative was not to make Twitter money, it was to make Twitter more stable. And he prioritized server infrastructure upgrades and spent a fuck ton of money, which is why you used to see the fail whale all the time. Then
Yeah.
under his leadership, it became a lot more stable, and you don't see that
Fail
anymore.
whale?
You remember that?
I've never heard it been called that. I've seen the whale before. I just
Yeah,
never
the fail whale.
knew it was fail whale.
Aren't you a social media person?
Yeah.
Fail.
That
That's
should
like,
be
that's
like,
like when YouTube has like the
Fired.
weird error where it's like we've just dispatched trained monkeys to fix this.
Yeah.
It's funny that it's still in the code. you
that's
know?
really annoying
yeah.
because now
You
it's
see that wall of numbers. and
now
it
YouTube
pisses
is a
you
platform
off.
for making money, and some people's income depend entirely on that. And you're trying to upload video and push it to your subscribers. It's like, oh, it didn't work, but a bunch of trained monkeys. It's like, shut that, fix the problem.
Now
Get
let's
the
send some
goddamn
engineers.
monkeys out of here.
Fuck the
Shoot those
monkeys. Send an
monkeys.
engineer to fix it.
Goddamn monkeys.
I've never seen that before either.
Yeah,
You haven't? I see it.
I don't upload videos.
I see it
Yeah.
a couple times a year. I feel like I see it like 4 or 5 times a year.
I pretty much I see it less now. The site functions and still doesn't work.
Yeah.
The
What
whole thing
animal
used to
would you rather have working on it?
Humans, like regular just humans who can fix computers.
Yeah,
No
but what if
monkeys.
it has
We
to
tried
be
turning it
a-
off and turning it back
an
on
animal?
again.
And if probably an owl,
You want an
Owls are
owl
wise.
working on
like a wise owl.
Yeah.
it? Okay. But they have no fingers.
You don't need fingers for the internet.
So
Siri.
Brandon's telling me that Twitter has 900 employees worldwide.
Fuck.
So I
What do
went.
900
thought it
people
would-
do?
I have a friend who works at Twitter out in San Francisco, and I went and visited her there at the Twitter office a couple years ago. And I showed up in the morning, and I was like, "Oh," she was like, "Oh, yeah, let me show you around Twitter." And we went to like their cafeteria area, and they had just like a giant breakfast burrito bar, or like, and all this different types of breakfast. I was like, "Oh, what's it?" She's like, "Oh, this breakfast here every morning for every employee."
Whoa.
And I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
She's like,
that's-
"Yeah,
that's
all
what
this
they're
food's here
losing
to
all that
help
money in.
to try to give people incentive to come in early." I was like, "It's 10 a.m." And she's like, "Yeah."
That's like late 90s internet startup thing, though. Like, that makes me nervous. Like, that's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that shouldn't be happening. Huh.
Well, that's
What,
how,
what do 900
that's how you lose $70 million a
shit.
year.
I mean, what do 900 is that what you said?
Yeah.
What do 900 people do?
I
at
mean, I'm
Twitter?
sure
how many,
they have-
how many are sales and how many are structure and how many are like upper management? I'm curious to see that breakdown.
Who runs the social media account for Twitter?
They do
Who-
have a Twitter account.
Well, it's funny actually.
That'd be the best job ever. I run
I
Twitter's
run
Twitter.
the at Twitter.
Well, so one of the guys who made Twitter his name is Jack, so he has at Jack.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I will never get that account. God damn
There's
it.
an at Barbara, but they have made no tweets and have like 2 followers or something.
There should be something where you could
I want
like
it so bad.
like anytime you see a dead account like that, there should be like a statute of limitations on dead accounts. Like anytime you see a dead account that's been dead for like 2 years, you should be able to like, I'm taking that, and then show proof that you need it for whatever reason. I don't know.
Nah.
It always upsets me. That's like the Jack account on Xbox Live. I've talked about that before, right?
Yeah.
Why do you say nah? Because
someone got it first. They deserve it.
yeah, but what if they don't use it? It's unused. It's an unused resource.
That's like parking a website. Like, who does that? It's like a dick move.
So apparently,
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm told that Ashley picked up a dead account.
Yeah, she did on Twitter.
So I want to hear about it. We'll cut to her in a second here and have
wait,
her explain how
So
that works.
it's not a dick move. So if someone registered GavinFree.com and was like, all right, I'm never going to do anything with this, you're fine with that?
Yeah, someone did. I don't
Why?
care.
Why are you okay with that?
How much do you really care about that?
Well, it's just, if someone's not
Apparently,
going
he
to
does
use
care
it.
a lot about it.
Yeah.
It's good to be consistent across your own.
Isn't it
personal-
easier to not care about that? Isn't it easy to
What if someone opened up GavinFree.com and it was just nothing but like I don't know, animals getting killed,
I'd like
like
to
something
think- I'd like to
violent and
think-
terrible?
Then-
Yeah,
They
I'd
get
like to
taken
think
down.
if Gavin was in
No,
Winston
it wouldn't.
Churchill's place during World War II, it's like, sir, Hitler's invaded Poland. Isn't it easier not to care about it?
Sir, he's burning all the books.
It's easier to not care.
All right.
He's fine.
What would it really get me? There's so much more important things to care about in the world than some parked website.
I want to hear this story. So what platform did you get this dead account from?
So I waited, someone deleted their account, and then after like the waiting period, I totally just pounced on that shit.
So when you say they deleted their account, you can delete your Twitter
You can
account?
actually delete your Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, you can fully delete your Twitter. It sort of stays in the system for like 30 days. And like during that time, like if you rage quit Twitter, it saves all your stuff, and then all you have to do to like unrage quit it is like log in again. But if you don't log into that account for 30 days, then it just deletes it and releases the name.
So it wasn't a dead account. This was an account
It was
that
kind
someone
of
had killed.
it was an account that someone had used, and then they deactivated it. It was just sitting there for a while. You couldn't go to their page. You couldn't see their tweets. Like it was just like if you tried to go to their profile, it'd be like essentially like a 404.
The real question is, were you following this account? Is that how you knew that they had quit?
No, but I actually checked. Like this was an account. Like it's the Twitter account Ashley J, and I really really wanted it. It had gone dead a while ago. And I didn't get it in time, and then someone else had registered it, so I just sort of checked every now and again to see if, they'd get bored and leave Twitter. I was hoping really hard, and it worked. So
Congratulations.
thanks. I'm going to hope for a lot of things now.
I think you got someone murdered and then you took it.
Yeah.
Who just randomly deletes a Twitter account?
Yeah, I don't understand that. It's
Yeah.
like if you're gonna quit, just quit. Who would go through the trouble of deleting and removing their account?
Which
Yeah,
hitman
stop
did you
posting.
use?
Was it a close-in kill or a far-away distance kill?
Yeah.
Only the close in kills.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come
okay.
on.
Best snipers in the world.
All right. Thanks, Ashley.
Ashley J.
Ashley of Rooster Teeth News.
So I have Jack_P, and the guy who has Jack P without the underscore, he gets stuff from me all the time. And so he'll literally be like, you meant this other Jack P. So every now and then I'll get a message from Jack, and I'll be like, he'll tag me in a tweet. It makes me very happy. It's like, haha. So
Nice.
yeah. Oh well.
So I had a similar thing, like you were talking about, where like my last name's pretty unusual. There's not very many people with my name, so I never registered that domain, Sorolla.com.
Yeah.
I was like, why would I do that? Nobody's ever going to register it. Then one
you
year,
became famous.
someone did. No, it was before Rooster Teeth. Someone
Oh.
did register it, and I was like, motherfucker! It was like some car salesman or something. I was like, God damn it! And he had it for a year, and he didn't renew it after that year. So as soon as he let it lapse, like Ashley said, I was just watching it nonstop, and as soon as it lapsed, I fucking pounced on it. And I was like, I'm never letting that
So
go.
you have it
again.
now?
At
Yeah.
Sorolla.
Okay, so
It's also your Twitter
Katie just texted me that apparently they are working on legalizing the distribution of dead accounts on Twitter. So Katie checks.
They're
every
working
week for
on
one.
legalizing it.
I
Legalizing
guess they
it?
legally.
Is there
can't
like
just
a
give away
weird black
name.
market for?
Yeah. So
They-
according to all their information, they can't legally give away dead accounts. So they're working on something. now.
They got a team.
They got a team of 800 employees working around the clock on it.
They got trained
898.
monkeys working on it right now to get up and running. So
No, Twitter uses
I feel
owls.
like so that's like when YouTube has that message about we dispatched a team of trained monkeys, or
Yeah.
Twitter had the fail whale. I feel like that's a callback to an old internet thing, like the old 404 pages where it's like when something breaks, you put up like a goofy message.
Yeah.
But when a serious platform, like you're talking about, like that's not fucking funny.
Yeah.
Put up a message, say, we
Where's-
have been alerted to the issue. We're working on it right away.
Yeah, where's the goddamn tech support number that I can call?
Right.
Well, what's our error page? Doesn't it say something funny?
It redirects you.
Oh, okay.
So if there's an error, it says like page not found, redirecting you, and just redirects you.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
if
like,
the
fun
database is down, it says ARG.
things. Yes.
And then actually, if you look down at the bottom of the page, there's a real error down there.
Okay.
Or if you look at the
Yeah.
source code, you can see what the actual
Didn't it used
error
to say
message
this is totally Gus's fault?
It does,
It's
white
still-
on white. Ben did that.
That's funny.
There's also an alert that comes up if you try to post messages too fast.
Oh, slow down there, cowboy.
Yeah, it's something stupid like that.
Yeah.
It's just something about being slapped by a wet fish or something.
Oh, that's when you
broke
try-
I broke the site by having too many friends. Did I tell you about that? So I hit the max number of friends because I just accept all every time I get friend requests, and I hit like 25,000 or 24,000 or something, and like the integer that saved the amount of friends you have was too big for it, and so my personal stuff was broken until we figured out what the hell happened. So we now doubled it. So
My Facebook friends thing is broken because they cap it at 1,000 requests.
yeah,
You have to start accepting people or deleting the request. But that won't load for me. Like on the browser, I can't load that page to delete any of the requests. So
It's just
no one
completely
can ever friend me on Facebook ever.
No wonder we're not
that sounds
friends.
awesome.
Yeah.
So we had when
Gus is now
even
happy.
before your friend thing, I think it was before Adam started at Rooster Teeth, we had a big thing we were afraid of where every user who signs up is assigned a user ID. And it started, the first user who signed up was number 1, the second
Who's
user was
number
number 2, all the way down. Our database was only built to accommodate up to 999,999 users.
Oh god.
So when we got to 900,000, we were like, oh shit. When we hit 1 million, the site will not work.
Is it because you never thought you would hit 1 million, or just like,
No, because it was fucking corporate green screwed up.
yeah.
they shouldn't have done that. There should have been more capacity for growth.
So what's the limit now?
I think now the limit's like 100 million or something.
Let's do it.
So we
Yeah.
had to
Alright.
we had to be really worried because like that's so fundamental in the database. It's like, and it's called by so many different things. We had to like really scour through the website and make sure it was updated everywhere. I remember the day we crossed 1 million, like I was refreshing the website like crazy, going everywhere. Like I'm sure it's broken somewhere.
It's like you created your own Millennium Bug.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't the guy who got 1 million got like a lifetime membership to Rooster Teeth?
We
Did-
gave him something. I think we gave him lifetime sponsorship.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
cool.
I say we. I wasn't with the company yet.
yeah. We did it.
They did it.
So how many users do we have on the site now? Like 1.6?
I think it's 1.6
Almost
million.
1.6.
Almost 1.6? That's awesome. Man. And your username, what, 3?
I'm 3.
Yeah. So you're
users,
the first
users
local
1
staff.
and 2 are the 2 guys who made the website, and then I'm user 3.
I think Jeff is 5.
I think my old profile image, like that image where I have like my shaved head and I'm wearing like the shirt with the cherry, was like the 9th picture ever uploaded to the website.
Wow.
I remember that picture vividly.
I'm user number 82 because someone didn't invite me to the testing for a while.
Probably because you sent that lying email about your parents being dead or whatever.
Was it my parents?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Wait, you lied that your parents were dead?
Oh, when I first signed up on the on the website, I was too poor to afford sponsorship because I was like 14 and my parents wouldn't give me money to spend on the internet.
Like
So I was like,
$10 every 6 months or something?
no, it was like it was $20 for the.
It was a super sponsor.
You got
to
the
get the
DVD,
DVD
so-
back then.
You could sponsor 5, but yeah, I think my first post ever on roosterteeth.com or reverseblue.com, whatever it was hey, really like the episodes. All my family's dead. My parents are dead. Brother and sister are dead. And it's my birthday. Can I have free sponsorship?
Wow.
Asshole.
Wow.
Did they give it to you?
It was pretty tongue
No,
in cheek.
I could see
okay.
right through that.
No,
shit. I
good.
knew right away. I
didn't
fucking
good.
called him out on it.
I didn't write it to be serious. It was kind of just like a tongue in cheek thing. But that was my first ever post.
It wasn't hi smiley face on my profile.
No, that was just for you.
Kevin.
Yeah, the website was so different. Like now you have, when you make a website, you have different frameworks and infrastructures. Like, one of our sponsors is Squarespace. So like if you sign up for a Squarespace account, they'll auto-generate. You can choose from a template, and the website's made for you. Another popular one that people use sometimes is WordPress.
And
or
GeoCities?
or back then GeoCities. So the original Red vs. Blue website was an old version of these templates called Movable Type.
Oh, I remember Movable Type.
Yeah, so redvsblue.com used to be a movable type website that we
Wow.
like custom skinned and made, and then we had a PHP BB form that went along with it.
I remember those days. Remember the Perl JavaScript and like what?
The original sponsorship system, God, I remember this. So when we first started Rooster Teeth, I wasn't here, I was in Puerto Rico. and Bernie and Jeff were making the episodes here in Austin, but they were working at the call center. So in order to help them, since I was in Puerto Rico and I couldn't help them make the episodes, I would answer all of our email, every single email that came into Red vs. Blue.
Jesus.
I would answer, and I had to manually process every single fucking sponsorship that came in.
Are you
Oh,
serious?
wow.
Yeah, and I developed a scripting system. I called it KISS. It was Keep It Simple, Stupid. And it was a script that would help scan through my email, find PayPal receipts, and then try to pull up all of the associated PHPBB users so that I could automatically go through and give them the appropriate level of sponsorship, because we had multiple levels of sponsorship
Yeah.
back then. It fucking sucked.
Jesus.
It was like
So-
it was an all-day thing, like 12 hours a day, just like
There
going
was
through goddamn email.
there was sponsor which got you the episode on Friday instead of Sunday, or I guess Saturday, and then there was high res sponsor which got you a higher res version, and then there was super sponsor. Oh, with a high res sponsor as well, you got into your own forum.
When
as well,
was
like a
this?
high res forum.
PHPV forum
Yeah,
days?
but super sponsor was $20, and you got all of the other stuff, and also you got the DVD at the end. So it was actually way better value to do
Yeah,
the super.
it's like it's almost like a weird version of a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Before Kickstarter
Yeah.
existed, it's like pay us now, and we're gonna send you a product later.
Probably.
You actually sent me an email because I did a super sponsor, and then you realized I was in the UK, and you were like, "We might actually need more money from you because I think the case is going to be more expensive to ship to the UK. So if you could give us another $5, that'd be great. Otherwise, I'm going to have to send it to you in like a pouch." And I was like, "Okay, I gave you $5 more." And then publicly on the front page, you're like, "Nah, that wasn't necessary in the end. You owe me $5, prick."
I never heard that story before.
I forgot about that. I remember that.
I have the email. It was like 2003.
Well, we ended up deciding. I mean, because we weren't sure about it. We didn't think that anybody overseas would be interested.
Yeah.
So, and it was our fuck up. You know, we didn't think about it. So we ended up eating that cost.
Was
Anyone?
he the first person from the UK to get that sponsorship at that time?
He was one of the first people to sign up. I think actually for, I want to say the season 2 disc, you were the first person to place an order for it. I think you're order number 1.
I think I was I was the first person to buy a season 2. I was also the first sponsor of season 3.
Yeah,
Well, so you did by
Director
seasons,
season?
not by like months or anything like
correct.
that.
It was by
Oh,
season.
okay.
Like I said, it was like a Kickstarter. It was for the actual individual project.
That's cool.
Seriously,
And-
that $5.
I'll give you the $5. You want me to adjust for inflation, asshole? I also
Say yes.
I also recently found out that apparently Jordan Sweers, who does Animated Adventures, had also emailed us back then, and I replied to him as well.
Really?
Yeah, I obviously I don't remember. I replied to so many emails at the time, but I guess he had emailed asking like, how does he get started making a YouTube channel? What should he do? And I replied back with actual helpful email,
Whoa.
and I was like, that doesn't sound like me at all.
You used to be. You were always that mean, though. I remember once I posted a spoiler to episode 8, because it was a high-res sponsor, and I posted it in the forums that were public. But I hadn't. I posted it in a high-res forum, but one of the mods moved it because there was a duplicate or something. And you yelled at me, even though I didn't actually post in that forum. You sent me an angry email.
That's funny.
Do you still have it, do you think?
I probably do. Probably on my old Hotmail
Trying
account.
to find it.
God.
I remember I used to only converse with you about RVBTO through email, only because the person who was doing it before was like, he scares me. I think he's angry at me all the time. Could you do it instead? It was Lukey from the,
Yeah, I
the
remember.
website.
Yeah, it's always tough doing those emails like event organization, just because now that you're here, you know what it's like. It's
Yeah.
like our schedules are so hectic, and I never have answers.
It's
Like,
true.
you know, whenever an event asks who's going, like I don't know.
Somebody.
We'll find out when the event starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard
Like
to tell.
we're sending people to this. We actually planned this one out well ahead of time. We're sending people to New York Comic Con this week.
Yep.
We're sending Miles, Carrie, and Monty.
We are booth 20.
Spoiler: I didn't fire him. Okay, he's gonna be in New York Comic Con.
We're booth 2309, I believe. It's run by Cinedigm again, like it was at San Diego Comic Con. And they have a panel on Friday at 6:45. I think the room is like 1A15 or 151A.
Wow.
Which I
Done.
think is downstairs. It's like
Yeah.
under
Jesus.
the convention hall. Do you remember
I
where
remember
we
all
did
this
the Halo panel with 343 the year we went to New York Comic Con?
I
It's
didn't-
down there.
I
Okay.
didn't attend that.
It's like
but I remember you had a cardboard sign on.
Yeah.
saying
Everyone
that
else had a
you-
fucking fancy little sign with their names.
Yeah.
So I made mine on cardboard. Put it on the table.
How is New York Comic Con? I've never been. Haven't heard much
was-
about it.
Like, probably.
They sell beer on the floor.
I like it.
It's top.
It was
Yeah.
really crazy. It seemed more hectic to me than San Diego Comic Con. I don't know if it was because it's like the way the convention center is laid out or what, but I don't know. It seemed crazier to me. We were nonstop busy that entire
the
weekend.
hall is smaller than San Diego Comic Con, but I feel like it's just as packed.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like wall to wall.
They have over 100,000 attendees at
something
that.
like that.
Yeah.
When
Really?
is San
So it's a
Diego
big one.
Comic Con got to move? They have to move that to Vegas or
They have
something.
to move to a bigger convention
yeah,
center.
it's stupid.
I assume they get a lot of incentives from the city of San Diego.
They have to.
Here, let me read this thing. We'll talk about.
You should read that thing.
Some cons.
We'll talk about it some more.
Want to remind everyone that this episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Squarespace, the fast and easy way to create your own professional. I didn't even know they were our sponsor today. We were talking about them earlier. The fast and easy way to create your own professional website or online portfolio. Not only has Squarespace won several awards for their website designs, but nearly half of their employees belong to their award-winning customer service team, nicknamed the Care Bear Layer. Get your free trial and 10% off at squarespace.com when you use the offer code GusIsAwesome. That's great.
That's a great promo code.
Team of highly trained
Offer
bears.
code is GusIsAwesome.
Are there like winners to the contest that we had?
Let me finish my fucking
Oh,
read.
I thought you were.
Start designing your
What's the offer
website right
code?
now. The promo code again is GusIsAwesome.
Okay.
We also want to mention the final 5 winners in the Squarespace giveaway.
Hey.
They are Ren
Good luck with that.
Strubig, Ren
True big.
True big.
Trubig. Get a new last name,
Ty
Ren.
Stevens.
Ty Stevens, Christian Jose. That's 2 first
Kristen
names.
Joes.
Ben Minch and Ryan Connolly. Congratulations, guys,
Hey.
and thanks to Squarespace for supporting Rooster Teeth. You can see the winning websites up there.
Shout out to the
with
Minchster.
all of the
Big
other
fan
ones.
of RyanConnolly.com.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We were just talking about it, getting
We
your
were.
own name as a website.
Yeah, we were.
See?
Gus is awesome.
I want GavinFree.com to be something terrible.
It probably is by now.
You
Yeah,
should
probably.
make GavinFree.com. No.
What is GavinFree.com? Barbara, you have a
I think it's
keyboard?
just like a
I'll
red
do it.
background or something.
so far.
So far.
I don't want any of that.
This could be NSFW.
Oh.
I think it's a good thing to have. But you own the slowmoguys.com, right?
Do I?
I thought you did. I thought it just redirects to your YouTube channel.
Yes.
I think we found Gavin's personal site. I don't know if we can pop this up on that.
GavinFree.com.
It's GavinFree.com.
It is
And it says, my site, this is my site description.
Yeah.
Maybe someone's in the process right now of building it.
I don't know, but it looks
But
awesome.
It's a
Solid.
Looks
maroon
professional.
background with
There
like
we
a
go.
little
All
bubble.
right, so that's GavinFree.com. JackPatillo.com has a photo of me playing Rock Band.
Do you remember
FullPenetrativeIntercourse.com.
Do you remember
That
when the Alamo Drafthouse did not own the domain drafthouse.com?
It was I know.
It was
I
like
don't-
98, 99. They owned the domain. No, wait, which one was it? They either owned alamodrafthouse.com or drafthouse.com, but not the other. And you could go to one for the Alamo's schedule and whatnot, and then the other one was a porn site.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they eventually they paid for it and they bought it.
I remember WhiteHouse.com was a porn site for the longest time.
Are you serious?
Before it was a porn
Yeah.
site, it used to be a political satire site.
Really?
It was actually pretty funny.
Huh.
It looked like the official White House website, but it was like just changed up a bit. But God, that was like in '96.
But yeah, I remember going to computer lab and going on the internet back in high school, and I was like, "Ooh, get to use the internet today." Like, let's check out what's going on in the White House. And then if you don't go to whitehouse.gov, it'd be like, and then everyone would get in trouble.
Mhm.
So, no, I don't know. I guess
Hey.
I guess now I think White House bought, or I think the government bought whitehouse.com.
You remember
so.
like floppy disks and stuff?
I do. We actually
Yeah.
talked about that on AWU today. We
thought you said something else.
we were mentioning. I think we were just talking about how slow something was transferring, and Jeff made a joke about like it's like transferring something over like what is it? What the iOmega drives? What were those?
The zip drive?
Zip drives. 100 megs on a disk. That was
So,
huge.
In Arwood today, I held up a sign that I wrote, and Jack blurted out,
Mm-hmm.
Why?
What did it say?
"Jack sucks cock."
Hey.
Shocking that I would blur it. It's funny. So like he held it up, and I'm like, God damn it! And he's like, Good luck rotoscoping that. I'm like, all right, and I just did it in like 5 minutes. But I missed one shot. Like in the
You
beginning.
missed Ray putting it right in front of the camera.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Yeah. It
he
was,
put it closer than I did.
it was like so like because we shoot it out of order, obviously, and so
It's a really complex
It's
shoot
incredibly
with
complex.
a,
It takes-
scripts and
it takes
storyboards.
weeks.
We shoot out of order,
Yeah.
plan it.
We throw, we have to send out
It's
to
like Pulp
Taiwan to get
Fiction.
the storyboards back.
It's non-linear.
Memento.
And so I did a bit about the like the new shirt that's coming out tomorrow. The new Achievement Hunter shirt. It's coming
I like
out
that
T-shirt
shirt.
Tuesday. It's a cool shirt.
Yeah.
And but we shot that in my bit, which I record after Jeff, and so I moved it to the beginning, and I forgot to check for the sign and that stuff. And then when Gavin was behind me holding his stupid fucking sign, I covered it up with a photo of Gavin who looks like one of the Hanson brothers.
Yeah.
What did we call that shirt? What's it called? The Threshold of Pain?
The hierarchy of pain, I think.
Yeah.
Hierarchy of Pain?
I don't
It's
Is it all
basically
stuff
just
that you've said?
yeah, it's just weird noises that we've made when we shoot people, and Michael's kind of classified what each one means.
Yeah, Michael went on Reddit one day and posted a
He
huge
just
description
wrote,
of
he wrote a ton of bullshit, and it was like, now that's the official term.
yeah. So anyway, it's a long sleeve shirt, which is great because it's supposed to get cold tonight, I think, in Austin. So
Yeah, it's been lovely. The
it's
last
been
couple
awesome.
Days.
They're really, really nice.
So ACL's going on, which is like the big Austin City
It's
Limits.
the 2 weekend
music festival.
ACL now.
Yeah, now it's expanded to 2 weekends. I feel like nobody who actually lives in Austin goes to ACL.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, Miles and Aaron went.
Nobody who lives in Austin goes to ACL.
It's like it's the great thing. Everyone loves it, but it's like, oh fuck that. Avoid that part of town at all
Well,
costs.
it's like South by is coming like that too. Now it's like South by is just so big and stupid. It's like,
Do you go
no
to
one
any of those?
goes.
Do you go to any? The
I
only
go to
thing,
South by.
The only thing I've been to was Fun Fest last year.
Yeah.
My favorite band of
Was it
all time
Fun,
is
Fun,
playing
Fun?
Fun Fest this year.
Which band is that?
Dismemberment Plan.
Ah.
But I will not go
Why?
just because I don't want to deal with the crowds.
Oh, come on! They're right here on your front door.
We've
Well,
talked
dude,
about this
I
before.
went. I like they broke up years ago.
Yeah.
And they had a reunion show in Washington D.C. and I like them so much. I paid for a flight and I went to Washington D.C. just to watch them perform.
and now they've come to you.
And
you
now
can't be
they've come to
bothered.
Austin, but because they're part of this music festival, I won't go watch it.
How many bands are like that you would pay money to fly somewhere to
One.
see? Just one?
That's it. The Dismemberment Plan.
Do you guys have any bands
Nah.
like that?
No.
I told Katie, if Daft Punk plays in America, I will fly us wherever it is to go see it.
Well, have you
Kara
been?
says in sync.
Jesus Christ.
Thanks, Kara.
So have you
Wow.
seen-
Thank you, Kara.
You interrupted my ear to
Have you
tell me
seen
that.
Daft Punk live?
I'm glad you
I've seen
came to the
I've seen
podcast to tell us
videos
that.
and it looks fucking
You've
insane.
seen videos.
I know I've literally seen like cell phone camera videos.
So why
I'm
haven't
like,
you been to any performance in?
They don't play.
They haven't
that's the
played
thing,
in
they
like
don't
6 or
tour.
7 years, right?
Yeah, I think they're doing a show in France, and that's like the first tour. That's the first concert they've done in like
My-
5 or 6 years.
My
gonna go?
ex-boyfriend
You
went
should go.
to.
No, well, I'm not in France. I said America.
But the-
I gotta
that's-
buy 2 tickets. That's
But that's
expensive.
just going to be like watching a video.
Let her pay her way. What are you, a bum? Jesus.
I don't see how it's going to be any different. You could just watch because it's not them. It's not the
How
actual
is it not going to be any different?
Because you're watching two random guys in a suit play Daft Punk's music.
How do you know that?
Because it's not them. They don't tour.
Yeah, yes, they do tour.
It's not the real guys under
Yes,
there.
it is.
No, it isn't.
Give
Why
me
would it
proof.
be?
Give me proof that
Does
it's
it
not
matter
the real
in
them.
the end?
That's my point. Nobody cares. You might as well just watch the video though.
My ex-boyfriend went to a Daft Punk show in Montreal, and he said it was the coolest experience of
Yeah,
his life.
exactly.
Yeah, I
no,
really-
I've heard that every single person I've talked to about
really
it.
wanna
It's
go
not so
to
much
one.
about the like
Is that why you
actually
broke up
having
with
them
him?
there. No,
It was cooler than being with you.
shut up.
Literally, seeing Daft Punk was the best thing of my life. You're okay.
Barbara, you were okay.
Well,
Anyway.
I'm sad.
Like the last tour they did was the Pyramid Tour, and I've seen clips of it, and it just looks fucking insane. And so if they do another tour in America, I'm absolutely.
Can
gonna
you
go.
take me instead of Katie?
No,
Oh,
she's much prettier than you are.
she's
Sorry,
giving
again.
me the finger right now.
Oh,
That's rude.
That is
sweet.
really rude.
Maybe it's because you called her
Katie.
K-E.
Katie. Christ.
So anyway, like, yeah, I will absolutely go see them.
When are they playing in France?
Sometime the next month or two, I think.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty soon then.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
saw, the only reason I know that is because someone showed a photo of like a lineup of bands and they were on it. So I like some celebrity like tweeted it from France, I guess. So
We talked
Anyway.
about this before, but Gus and I said that we're both not like into live music.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go to a show, but I don't enjoy it that much more being there than I
Yeah.
would just.
I
listening to
was
it.
the exact same way, but I saw Girl Talk at Fun Fest,
God,
and that was
oh,
top.
I'm so jealous.
I
It was
would kill.
really,
That would
really
be
good.
pretty cool.
Just like the experience of watching that dude just dance around with 100 girls and just shouting random crap and then mixing two good songs together. When is that guy going to put out the next album?
I
He's
know,
due.
it's been forever.
He missed a
was
year.
doing every.
He
did
the last one came
2008,
out in 2010.
Yeah,
yeah, he did every other year. It was
did
like,
06,
it was like
08.
06, 8, 10, and now.
and now it's
Nothing.
going to be 14 and nothing's come out.
Yeah. It was early in 10, wasn't it? Wasn't it like
it
February?
was not Animals. What was the last one?
All day,
All
Yeah,
day.
All day.
yeah.
The previous
No,
one was Feed the Animals.
and the previous one was no.
Yeah. So
It's all good
I don't
stuff
know.
there.
Yeah,
We're
I
due.
am ready for a new
But
Girl Talk album.
The stuff that he was doing live was mostly new stuff, which would be top on an album.
I heard the Michael Jackson Daft Punk remix. It was like Get Lucky and I
So-
forget what Michael Jackson song.
I
But
want to say something. I like Girl Talk. I like the mashup of music. I'm sick of video mashups.
Like what?
I don't know. Like what?
I have no idea what just happened.
Give
in
an
my ear.
example of-
So, like,
You look really confused.
Why don't you talk to us? We're on the podcast.
yeah, they're normally they have important stuff to say. I don't think that was intended.
Well,
for
who's-
it.
who's on
so,
the
like,
mic?
for example, you watch like movie trailers that are recut to be something else.
Oh, okay. Like The Shining.
as a
like a
romantic
family
comedy
comedy
or
or-
whatever.
yeah.
That was funny because that was the first one,
Yeah.
and now it happens all the fucking time. Can we just stop
can't
with that?
remember
already?
the
there
last
was a,
one of those I've
There was a Toy Story Requiem
Well, there-
for a Dream one that was really funny.
Well, recently there was like the Game of Thrones High School.
oh God.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was actually a live action thing. Is what I'm thinking of. But there was like Game of Thrones Seinfeld. And it's just like, okay, guys, just stop. I'm done with this.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
hit
well,
our peak.
See, stuff like that, I imagine that's like, college kids in their editing class. Like, I've got an idea for my project, for my final class, or my final whatever. It's like, that's that kind of stuff. That's what I see and I think of.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
I'm just done with it. Done.
You're done with a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I'm an old curmudgeon now.
So I have a random question. Have you ever seen yourself on video and seen like a flaw that you had that you didn't realize you had until it was like on the screen?
No, but that's because I've been on video for like many years now, as dumb as that sounds. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen my face enough times.
You actually have less stuff going on now than when you first did it.
You think so?
I was watching, I don't know why, probably like a few months ago, I was watching the raw footage from the Apple Switch thing.
Oh, yeah.
And you were like twitchy. You were like way twitchier. Like when you were just standing there, you'd just be like,
A lot more energy, just like random,
and now you're just like,
random stuff. You know why? Hey, thank you.
like you weren't
for
bevved up
killing all
then.
those
Yeah.
neurons.
Now, see, I hear myself saying stuff over and over. Like, I say all right all the goddamn time. And it drives me crazy. Like, I don't
Fair
think
enough.
about it when
Well,
I'm
like,
doing
all
it.
right.
Yeah, and like when we do Let's Plays and stuff, and it's
All
like
right.
it's like my let's move along word. So it's like
You-
all right, and then we'll keep going. And then but now if I listen to it, I'm like, holy shit, I said
You
all right
also-
like 50 fucking times.
I think aside from Ray shouting Let's Play, you're the only one who says the same thing
yeah.
in every AWU.
I say well,
As
what's
far
up,
as
guys,
news
or-
goes this week, you
Oh,
say
yeah,
it every
yeah.
single week.
Well, that's just like part of the show.
I guess so. But yeah, I mean, I say what's up, guys, in every single video I do.
But that's not like a filler for time.
Yeah,
Like saying
no,
all
that,
right.
yeah, that's not like a tick. Like
Right,
saying all right is like me just like that's a weird thing I do, and I catch myself saying it so much.
Have you noticed anything about yourself physically?
I move my leg a lot.
You do.
Yeah.
But I already knew that. Like, being in bed with me must be the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
I
I
can agree
imagine
with
that is the case. Ladies, you heard it here first. Devin Free, being in bed with me
Hey.
must be the worst thing ever.
I'm absolutely correct there.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Hairy and small penis.
And just like immediately.
Non-stop leg.
just immediately.
Gavin Free.
Immediately.
He's not even in yet. It's just like, there you go.
The sheets are just wet. Don't ask.
Yeah.
Jesus. Ugh.
I see. Okay.
I
so-
told you about that time where, like, after the surgery, I kind of had an
Yeah.
incident.
Well, you peed the bed? Maybe I haven't heard this.
The other thing.
Oh,
What else comes out of your dick?
and it's what?
blood?
Because I couldn't
Oh, God.
discharge.
That was worth it just to see your
Yeah, that was
reaction.
terrible.
But yeah, I couldn't monk it for like 6 weeks.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah.
You had surgery on your ball.
Yeah.
So it's understandable.
Semen.
Understandable.
Lots of semen.
Subtle. Way to work your way around.
So the reason I asked this question is because I was watching some of the raw footage from the Gauntlet, and when they're interviewing me, I'm looking straight at the camera. I realized one of my eyes is a little bit lazy. Just a little bit, and I've never
Are
noticed.
you
this
slightly
before.
cross-eyed?
I don't think that's the case.
No,
I,
one goes.
No, it's,
that,
it's
like-
probably
I think
what
when
you're
you're
focusing on.
when you're
yeah.
looking at something and you're focusing, that happens. One of your eyes is going to be a little offset.
Yeah.
Or you have like also you have like a natural tilt to your head that you just don't recognize. Like I'll look at photos and I'll see one eye is lower than the other, but it's like it's just a natural little subtle tilt to your head.
Really?
Like, or to my head, I know. Like it's weird.
I
Yeah,
love
it's
how
like
there's a
if
camera
you're at a
dedicated to
slight
your
angle,
face.
if you're at a slight angle from something and you're looking at it, it'll look like you're cross-eyed,
Yeah.
but you're really not.
If you watch the Fails of the Week DVD,
looked like
for
my
some
eyes were
reason
that way.
we looked off camera instead of into lens, so we're all just like barely off frame. and
weird, though,
it's like
it's not enough to be
Yeah.
natural looking.
And it's not
we're all
like there's no
cross-eyed.
voice off camera that we're talking to. It's just
Yeah.
for some reason we're not looking at the frame, and it's like
Okay, so
Yeah.
one of my eyes is not lazy.
No,
when
I've
when
never
I
noticed
talk-
you having
Okay.
a
Yeah,
Probably
I
not
think
lazy,
you're fine.
I feel like
Because-
that's one of the first things I do every time I sit down to an interview when they're filming me. Like the interviewer will start and I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
Am I giving answers to you or am I giving answers to the camera?
yeah.
Like, whichever you want. Like, no.
No.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Let me ask
please.
you something. This will prove whether you're kind of lazy-eyed or cross-eyed. Did Dan try to bang you when he came to Austin?
Well, that's unfair.
Like physically or like verbally?
Did he come on to you and
Yes.
he did?
Yeah.
Dan was trying to bang you.
But, like he was coming on to me in a like flirty way.
So
but
that he was trying to bang you.
he tried to bang everything that had a vagina while he was here.
So he did try to bang
What
you.
on earth
basi-
was that?
No, but he is really into cross-eyed girls. And he,
But- No, I'm not saying.
he refuses to admit it, and whenever I call him out, he gets all like embarrassed about it. But his first girlfriend was the most cross-eyed girl I've ever seen. Like just like proper like this. And I was like, she's totally cross-eyed, dude. Does it not bother you? But how do you know where she's looking? And she's like, no, she's not. And then like they broke up, and he was looking back through pictures on Facebook, and he was like, she's cross-eyed in every single picture of us we've ever been together. Then he got with some new girl, and I was like, Dan, you must be just taking the piss because she's even more cross-eyed than the last one. And Dan's like, no, she's not. She's totally normal. And then they went and saw a movie in 3D, and she put on the glasses. She's like, 3D just doesn't work for me. I can't figure it out. And then I was like, Dan, she looks in two directions. She's completely cross-eyed again.
Remember the whole bit where Gus was like, we don't want like talking about people who aren't on the podcast? You just dive
Who
headlong
else are we
into
going
that.
to talk about? We're just going to talk about us all night?
Like I
also
feel
gonna
like,
come
like,
defend
like
himself.
she's so cross-eyed that like 3D fields were reversed, like and made it into
wears
a
them
1D
upside
movie
down.
for some reason.
Everything's
She's like,
going away
this
from
movie's
me.
just a giant dot. This doesn't make any sense.
But he hates it when you bring it up. But he has had 3 cross-eyed girls
Jesus.
in the last 2 years or so.
And he was hitting on a fourth.
I mean,
so.
maybe
you
he
think-
just doesn't look at their eyes.
Is there a fetish site for that on the internet?
There's
Cross-eyedsluts.com.
there's
gotta
bound to be.
There's got to be.
If crosseyedsluts.com doesn't link to a photo of Gavin by the end of the night, I'll be very, very upset.
Or just a picture of Dan.
Get to it, internet. Jesus Christ.
But-
Speaking, you saw Gravity, right? Can we talk about 3D movies now?
You see it?
I've seen it. Like
saw it
Barbara
on IMAX?
hasn't, but yeah.
I'll
Holy
just sit
shit!
here like this.
No, we won't spoil it.
Yeah,
Okay.
holy shit, that movie.
I've heard great things.
I'll just say the first shot of that movie is incredible.
So everyone talks about how the first shot is like,
It's
know,
like
a
12
16
minutes long.
or it's like super long.
Yeah.
But it's cheating.
Oh,
There's visual
absolutely.
effects, like
Oh,
they,
yeah.
they
Yeah,
but
pan from one to another.
To have a shot that long, it doesn't mean you actually had to film it in one go.
Right.
It means just the camera move is one shot.
Yeah.
Right.
One big long move.
But yeah, you were saying like you were
But
even like,
the-
well,
the-
it's jarring.
Yeah,
when the
that
children's
first cut, it cuts after like 15 minutes to a completely different angle. And it's like, whoa, I think that was the first cut of the whole movie.
But you know, this is the same director who did Children of Men, and
Yeah,
he
he
had that
loved
really
this.
long.
We talked about it.
Alfonso
cut,
Cuarón.
and that was all one camera. Like that was one take.
I
Yeah.
think there were multiple takes.
They did
merged
it.
together.
They did it several
there,
times.
there were two different scenes in that movie that were long takes.
Yeah.
Like the car scene where like they're going back
Yeah.
and then the
The
hospital
battle one.
They also
Yeah.
did that thing where blood sprayed on the lens, and they would over about a minute faded out, so it wasn't there anymore. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
the blood's gone.
The
And you don't
battle,
even
I think,
notice.
was like 3 or 4 shots that they combined into one shot.
Okay.
So they did like they would get past a wall and then like that would be a cut. So.
Honestly, technology now, visually, Gravity was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'm totally convinced now. Usually I watch movies and I just think, how is that done? I was just totally in the moment. I was
Yeah.
like, they're in space.
yeah.
They
So,
filmed this in space.
I got a little annoyed because you know that guy Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
He bitched about the movie Gravity nonstop.
What, because
on
it wasn't
Twitter.
realistic?
Really?
Because it wasn't realistic. He had like 15 tweets in a row about how it didn't make sense, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Come on, dude!"
Well,
Just,
yeah, I mean,
and I guess he's upset. It's like you're watching a science fiction movie, not a science fact movie. Give us a fucking break
Is it science
and let
fiction?
people.
Yeah, it
Yes.
is science. Of course, it's science fiction.
Let,
But,
let
so
us
you would say
enjoy
that's
the
sci-fi?
goddamn movie.
yes, absolutely, that's sci-fi.
Is it?
As opposed to
Yes.
But
It's
there's
not a
no-
fucking documentary.
It's not. Doesn't sci-fi usually like have some sort of supernatural element that's not real?
No,
No.
it's science fiction. It's
So
scientific
fiction
stuff.
involving science. So a scientist, mixing chemicals could be a sci-fi movie.
If he became a superhero, yes.
What?
He's mixing chemicals. He's like something happens to him.
Superhero movie?
Or are you saying like The Rock is sci-fi?
I'm
Because like
saying
Nick
Half-Life.
Cage.
So would you
Sci-fi.
call Gravity a superhero movie?
No, I'm saying that could have happened. That could happen within our physical world.
Okay, yeah, I'm being told you're talking about science fantasy.
Okay, wait. Let me get back to this. Someone mixing chemicals could turn into a superhero. That could happen in our physical world.
No, that's the exact opposite of what I'm saying.
You just said that.
No, I'm saying gravity could have happened bound by the laws of our physics.
Not
Is they-
according to Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was very vocal about it.
All right.
Telecommunication satellites orbit at a totally different level than the space shuttle and the ISS,
I like how
which would not
firm
be
you're
visible.
sitting up right
Okay.
now.
I could see him getting pissed off though. That's like if
It's like it's making people excited about science. When I was a kid, I watched a fucking stupid ass movie called Space Camp, where these
yeah,
goddamn
Space
kids get
Camp.
sent to space.
Nothing
It's
stupid
the
about
least
Space
realistic
Camp.
thing movie in the world, but it made me excited about science and about space as a kid. Don't you want those movies? It's like don't shit on this stuff when it's obviously making people excited about
Yeah.
the space program and the things that we're
I
doing.
mean, I understand that to some level. Like when people say, like, you know, like video games, like when you see people talking about video games who don't know anything about video games, and it's like, God damn it, that's not what happens. You know, that's not the real thing. I can understand being upset about stuff. Like when I hear on the radio people calling into radio shows and like, oh, that Grand Theft Auto is teaching people how to shoot people, and it's like, no, it's not. You know, but they see something so general, they assume that's what it is. I can understand him being pissed off, being a scientist, seeing science-related things not accurate.
Well, but I feel like he's being very short-sighted about it. Again, it's like
Yeah.
it's something that makes people excited about science,
And-
even though it's not 100% accurate.
Yeah.
It's telling a story, and it's
in
a
this
good
case,
gateway.
in
And
this
it's
case,
gonna
it's
make
not a
people-
negative connotation.
it's
Like
gonna
there are
make-
no negative things coming out of it.
People are going to think about space because of it and
Right.
be interested
Yeah.
in space. It's
Yeah,
good.
it's a movie that I feel does a good job of being like a science fiction movie that's appealing to a wide audience of both men and women. It's I feel like it's the kind of movie that a little
Yeah.
girl could watch and be excited about and say that she wants to be an astronaut or she wants to learn about space stuff. And there's not a lot of movies that do that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of opportunities for like little boys, but not a lot for girls, and I'm happy about that.
Something
That's very
about
sweet of you, Gus.
I hate like that
Cheers.
gender inequality shit.
Yeah. Something about that shot of it's not a spoiler, it's mostly in the trailer, but where stuff is just hitting all their stuff. Their little
Stuff
station.
is hitting all this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're on a thing and debris is just bashing
Yeah,
the hell
yeah.
out of it. Something about that shot and the fact that there's no sound in space and just
Yeah.
seeing all that stuff silently just tear through it. That was amazing.
Yeah, it's like
really,
even though it was like dead silent, the sound design of that movie was so
Yeah.
fucking good.
you could, if that had all the sound effects that Michael Bay would put
Oh,
onto
it
that,
would've been
it would have
ear-shattering.
been a quarter of as effective
Yeah.
as it was.
Well-
Just the fact that it was like stuff was moving so fast. Like,
But yeah, but you hear like when she's like, she has like a drill
Yeah.
or something. You could hear like the like
It's
a,
just
like
like
a
a
little
slight-
It's like the
almost
vibration
a
in her
vibration.
suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
As
the
opposed to like the
muffled sound of what
Yeah.
she's touching.
That's all you hear. Meanwhile, like just crazy shit going on.
Something
And
about-
that's like a big reason I said that people should watch it in 3D. And the reason it makes sense in 3D is because there's all this catastrophe happening, and you really need that depth to be able to see it.
Yeah.
It's like it's happening in the background, but it's important, and it really gives
Yeah.
you that sense of where it all is.
I personally hate 3D, but I'm cool with 3D
Same
in
here.
this movie.
I
Like,
heard the same compliment of that movie all around was that like this is how they do 3D. This is how
Yeah.
you're supposed to do 3D in a
Yeah.
movie.
There's
even
some-
like
there's-
Avatar was good, but still, it's like Avatar to me didn't necessarily get better because of 3D.
right. This movie definitely does.
Yeah.
Also, there's a couple of scenes early in the movie where it switches to first person.
Oh yeah.
And that's freaky as shit.
Yeah.
It is so goddamn
There are a couple
crazy.
like just wide shots where it starts like rotating, and it's like fuck. Like even in a normal theater, it's like god damn that
Do you
feels
think they have
weird.
a Showtime tonight? I really want to go see this.
that,
probably
that,
do.
that first
Yeah.
shot where
Does.
she becomes detached and just starts tumbling
Oh,
away.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I was actually just like, oh my!
I had to look away for a
God,
bit.
That is
They
terrifying.
only have 2D.
You
tonight.
definitely watch it 3D.
Do you
It's also only like a 90-minute movie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
short.
It's
Yeah?
pretty short.
Yeah.
Do you still have your 3D glass clip thing?
Yes.
Ah, damn it! I need to get one of those.
They're great.
Someone
So-
sent that to you, right?
Yeah, someone who listens to the podcast sent it to me. It's a Real D 3D glasses clip-ons. So
Yeah.
you can just like it's like the 3D lenses. You can just clip them onto your existing glasses.
Yeah, nothing is more
Genius.
frustrating than having to put the glasses over my glasses. So
Something
Nothing
about-
is more
that person
humorous
still watches
either.
the podcast. Hey.
Something about that just initial destruction though. The fact that it's just as peaceful when their world is being ripped apart than when there's nothing going
Yeah.
on is just really creepy.
I've-
like something could come at her like 50,000 miles an hour and come right past her head. She wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, that's
I've-
the best part.
yeah.
It's like,
I've never been more aware of my own breath
Yeah.
than I have in that movie.
The end of the movie really is like
Oh,
one
my
thing after
God.
another. It's just like, oh my god,
Yeah,
let's
it's
just be okay. Let's
Stop.
be fine.
I like Ed
not a
Harris's contribution to the movie as well, which is fun. Like Ed Harris has to be in every single space movie ever, so that's not a spoiler. He's in the cast.
I'd be interested to know how much of the screen was CG at one time. Like, were they actually in suits against green screen, or was it just their face on a CG suit? I have no idea. It was so convincing.
There's some of the stuff like when Sandra Bullock is floating around, it looks so good. I'm like, how do they pull that shit off? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it has to be practical. So I don't know if they're like suspended.
I don't
Like,
think
Yeah,
it does.
Sometimes
I
like-
read a lot of it was practical.
yeah,
Like,
I
they
mean,
were in
I've heard
rigs.
a lot of times they'll actually be shooting up and like dangling someone above, so it gives like the floating look.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, man, that stuff looks so good. So anyway,
Would
how-
recommend.
Sandra
Definitely.
Bullock, like she looks good. Like how old is she now?
49.
Jesus, wow.
Are you serious?
That's awesome.
She has some
Damn.
good legs on her.
I hope I look like that when I'm 49.
Yeah, there's that fetal position shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
just like.
Yeah.
If there's any way,
Blaine looked it up. I could hear him shouting at me from the other room.
Yeah, there's that moment of just like panic. Whew. Damn. Look at those legs.
Okay, well, we're at about time. We should
we?
wrap this up. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, Gravity, great movie. You should definitely watch it. It I think it's the highest opening weekend for
October.
any October movie ever. $55 million.
Really?
It's great. Great
Impressive.
movie.
Great movie.
Sweet.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back on Wednesday with an episode of The Patch, and then again next Monday with another episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you.
I love you. Let's
Bye.
make out.
Bye.
Lovely.
Bye.
It's the Rooster Teeth Podcast, bitches. With Gus Sorola,
Bernie Burns,
co-human number 1.